What is going on, everyone? It's episode 197, recorded on Sunday, February 18th, 2024. I'm John, and hey, Drew. An elderly man goes to his doctor for a physical, gets his blood work checked, heart and lungs, everything looks great. The doctor says she has one more test to perform. She needs a sperm sample to check his reproductive health. Really? Okay, but it can take me a long while at my age for that sort of thing if you catch my drift, the man says. Can I bring it home and come back tomorrow? The doctor agrees and off he goes, and the old man says, "This should be interesting," with a smile. The next morning, he returns and hands the doctor the same empty jar. "What happened?" the doctor asks. "Well, I had no luck with my trusty left hand, so I tried with my right. Then I went with both hands and still no progress. So I asked my wife for some help. She tries using her hands, but also nothing. So she gets pretty adventurous and tries with her mouth, but after 10 minutes, still nothing. That's when we asked our neighbor Jenna to help, a lovely young college girl. She helps us out all the time with this stuff. She yanked on it for 20 minutes and before my wife suggested using her mouth, and then the two of them took turns for half an hour before I told them both to stop. God bless them. But Jenna refused to give up, so she called up her sorority sisters to come help. The doctor cuts him off. She did what? And the old man responds, well, yeah, and not one of them was able to get the jar open.
Everybody, on tonight's episode, Chubby's bracket is winding down, so let's talk Girl Scout cookies. Lots of listener questions, and Nintendo, just like Tiger Woods, is dead to me. John, buddy, it's been 2 weeks, we haven't recorded anything. The world of Nintendo is dying, just like Tiger Woods is dying on the golf course. What a just bad, expected, lots of energy this week, and it ends up just being a dud, just like the old man trying to get in the jar open.
It's not great. There's not
much going on.
Great. Yeah, I'm glad two of us are down on Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious that after all that, Tiger drops out. Flu-like symptoms? How was he doing? He wasn't
doing well. Well, here's the weird part. The day before, so Thursday is the first day, right? On the 17th hole, he's even par. The winner's leader's 5 or 6 under. He's the middle of the pack, probably towards the bottom. And on the 17th hole, he legit shanked the ball. If you don't know what shank means, it's 45 degrees to the dead right into the trees.
Right.
And he had a bat spasm that caused him to
He has a back spasm. Oh my god!
He's had bat fusions in this shit. So here we are, saying his back was supposed to be good. It was supposed to be his leg, and now he is. And then the next day he comes out and he's not playing well again. And all of a sudden he's done. And everyone says, well, he had bats, blah blah. And then it comes to be he has the flu or some shit.
Wait, let me air quote that. The flu.
The flu. 100% agree with you. I'm air quoting it as well because I don't know what to believe anymore. Yeah. He came out with his new clothing line. He was wearing it, a new caddy. I don't know, John. I'll never not root for Tiger, but it gets to a point. It's is he truly washed up? And you hate to say that because he's one of the greats, right? It's like Michael Jordan going to play baseball and all that other not like these guys that are top tier athletes just sometimes don't know when to just fold it up. And he's never going to fold it. He's 48 years old.
Yeah, he's still young.
It's young but old, right? In a professional sport world.
Yeah.
He's had countless surgeries. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get a leg amputated. The guy, give him credit for keep going. But the competition is too stiff nowadays. He can't keep up. He just can't.
And it's a whole generation of players he inspired.
Oh, yeah. So it's that, and that's why he was so dominant, right? When he was 22 years old, he was the only player that came on he was different. But now every player is like that.
Yeah,
like you said, he created that style. So
right, I know it's. At 48, he'd be young. How old do you have to be on the senior circuit? You think he'd ever do that?
I think it would be 50.
so he's too young for the senior circuit.
But is he too prideful? Like, does he have so much pride to play in the senior tour? I don't know.
I don't think. I just don't see him doing it. He's made so much money.
Yeah, what does he gain on going to play the senior tour? Nothing.
Yeah, when I was a kid and all these like ex-baseball players would be
Yeah.
managers, and I grew up thinking all the ex-players would be managers, but the what you notice is the greatest players don't, because they've made so much money now. Why would they do that?
So
it's the players who didn't make a lot of money.
Which is crazy. He has 82 tournament wins in his career, and that's tied for the record with Sam Snead. So he wants to win one more golf tournament, and then he
Right.
holds the record. And then as far as majors go, he has 14? No. Whatever. He's like 4 behind Jack Nicklaus. I don't think
impossible.
he's never gonna. That's impossible. I think one more win is I could possibly see that. You know, he picks a tournament that he's good at or whatever. But I don't know, man.
It seems like he'll need some luck there too. Like, because I mean, we see this with a lot of sports players have an injury and then they go back in the game, but playing the game is a whole different thing than I feel good right now sitting on the bench. Let me play. And just being a step behind is enough to turn like a great player into just average, and you're better off just going with somebody else.
I 100% agree with you. Dark times. Speaking of dark times, John, I'm entering like the dark times of the winter. I know we're towards the end of the winter, but tat season has begun, which means my wife is busy working. You know, every Saturday she goes into the office. I'm usually home with the kids, and it's to the point where it's like I'm bored. And it doesn't help that there's no video games to play right now, but I'm bored. Like, I'm home all weekend and I just have nothing to do. And it's like, you know, when you get so bored, it's like you don't want to do anything. Like, I could have just went on the treadmill for an hour, but I was too bored to even do that. I was too bored to do anything. So, you know what me and my daughter did today? We looked at each other like, let's go out. So we just got in the car. We went out.
Where was your son?
He was home. He didn't want to go out. Him and Amy were home. But I mean, Amy was home today as well. But Amy worked all day yesterday. She didn't want to go anywhere.
Right.
So let's go out. John, we went to the fucking furniture store and laid on different couches for 1 hour. That's what we did.
Were you even shopping, or you just sat on couches?
Definitely not shopping. Some lady was so pissed at us. She comes over that works there. She's like, I just fixed those pillows. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, lady. Like, fix them again. Like, what do you want me to do? We're checking out the couch.
But you're not.
we weren't. We had no intentions of buying a new couch.
This is probably the most useless thing I've heard someone do. This is incredibly bored.
Incredible. I think I'm going to do it next weekend. It's just like, literally. You know where else? We went to Petco, hoping we'd find a couple dogs walking around. We did. We found a dog or two. We pet them. Nice elderly guy. He just wanted to have a chat. We talked to him for like 15 minutes about nothing, about life. What a boring day turned into a fantastic little outing for me and Zoe for like 2.5 hours of just nothing. We just went like nowhere. It was great. That's where I'm at in my life. Like,
you're supposed to take her to get ice cream, Drew. That's what you're supposed to do.
We did. We stopped on the way home and got some. Read my mind.
There you go.
There's not much to do, and it's cold. It's like 28 degrees and windy, like that wind chill. It's just nothing to do. It's like, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you supposed to do in the winter?
My kids don't really want to do anything. The whole family has like kind of this malaise. My oldest son is being grumpy again, and but they don't want to do anything. And sometimes I feel like, God, am I not like entertaining them enough? But like they don't want to go anywhere. They won't even go with us to pick up like dinner or anything really. So I don't know. But so I play games. There is some side work I should be doing, but I just play games, and there's some other stuff I need to do, and I play games. I don't know. It's kind of a malaise.
I just want to be outside in the sun, shirtless, now that I've lost my 6 pounds. Just enjoy life.
Not to be. We finished watching our MCU marathon. I don't know how long did it take us. I'd have to look up and see when we started, but we finished up with Endgame. And
did you rank them all?
I didn't rank them all, but all of these movies the kids had not seen. The only movies they had seen were the Spider-Man movies and Captain Marvel and the Marvels, but we skipped those. Because we had seen those Guardians, we've seen those, so they've seen all like the offshoot movies, but they are in the timeline. But yeah, they really enjoyed. You know, if I had to rank my favorite three, I think the list is. I definitely Endgame. Number one,
fantastic,
right, and then Infinity War, number two.
Infinity War is also fantastic,
but there's so many. I don't know. I couldn't pick a third one.
I'm looking at my list because I did this, remember, during COVID, and I actually ranked all of them.
I'd love to know what your last one is.
Like my least favorite.
Yeah, because there's a few contenders.
So I did them. I gave each one a score. Okay. So my least favorite of all of them, Doctor Strange.
Oh, really?
Received a 1.2 out of 10.
I didn't like that one. I liked it the first time. I didn't like it the second time. I just think I have no idea what's going on.
I actually have Thor Ragnarok 9.5, Endgame and Infinity War at 9, and then Iron Man 1 at 8.5. Those are my top ones.
I enjoyed Iron Man 1 and 2 the first time. I didn't quite enjoy them, but I still enjoyed 2. 1, I don't know, I was a little bored by 1. My third favorite has to be, it's like I have a split between Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man No Way Home, and the Marvels. And I can't pick. I can't choose. It's hard to like kind of go. But I think I enjoy the Guardians movies more. I enjoy the Spider-Man movies more after that. But I did, like, through this marathon, I did get an appreciation for Captain America. I liked the Captain America movies. Civil War was a Captain America movie, right? Yeah, I have my favorites, my non-favorites. So now we watched Black Widow. So we consider Endgame the end of the timeline that we wanted to watch. Because originally my kids just wanted to see Endgame. And now we're kind of
without watching the others, though, to your point.
Right. So we went from one to that one. But now we're kind of ping-ponging back and forth. And so we watched Black Widow. I do want to see Wakanda Forever. And then we'll probably have them watch Shang-Chi.
I like that one, actually. That was fun. No, it's not like a good movie. It's fun.
Right. And then I think the second Doctor Strange movie had Spider-Man in it, right? Wasn't it the one where...
That one wasn't bad. That one's not... I think it's just a little deep in, like... I don't want to say
but it has Spider-Man.
But yeah, it does have Spider-Man. He's in it for most of it.
So we'll definitely watch that one because Cedric loves Spider-Man. But yeah, no, I'm glad we went through it. And we're watching WandaVision.
Oh, I love WandaVision.
Yeah, I had heard WandaVision was important for the Marvels, and we just got to the episode where I can see why now. The first couple episodes were definitely like, what is going on here?
You should, back in the day when I did the Disney guys, John, we did a side series of all the WandaVision. If you're really bored one day at work, listen to... they probably hold up. We didn't do like it was off brand. It was literally just the WandaVision episodes.
I see. Yeah,
we did. I think half hour little follow up episodes.
It's okay. I have to see where it ends up. The first couple episodes are definitely like, what's going on and whatever. But there's a story going on now.
Yep, you did a big unveil.
Yeah. And then that's it. And then Dateline. If I teased this earlier today, if you're a fan of Dateline, are you a fan of Dateline? No,
not really sure I know what that is.
Dateline. It's the NBC show. It's usually like true crime.
Type
stuff. They go over some crime story and they interview people and whatever.
Okay.
Once again, I know the murderer. So if you watch Dateline this week, I think it's an episode
again. Like it's just the comment
again. It was me. No. I think the episode is called A Perfect Life. And if you have seen it, it is about a guy named Ganesh Remy Ramsaran. I don't know why we always have to say his nickname there. Who murdered his wife back in 2012.
Jeez.
And he's been in jail. And then recently he had been fighting for a while to get a new trial because he argued that his first lawyer was incompetent. And the lawyer was. Then they decided to settle, to do like a plea bargain because each side was worried they might not be able to win the case. And so he's going to be in jail till about 2030 still. Spoiler. But
not bad if he killed someone.
This story had been on Dateline like 10 years ago, and they just did a follow-up episode with a lot of some of the original footage, but there were some new details. And anyways, this guy was best friends with my best friend.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I lived in New York, obviously.
Yeah.
New York, let's go Mets. I lived in New York, but then I moved away. And then after I moved away or whatever, my friend, he just became closer with some of his other friends and
He lost you. You
lost me.
abandoned him. He needed a new friend. He needed a new best friend.
So this was his best friend for a while.
Found the murderer.
How best friends were they? His son appears in this Dateline. His son's name is Glenn. My friend's name is Glenn. He named his son after my best friend. So yeah, that should be troubling and worrying. And yeah, but when my friend got married back in 2008, me and this guy Ganesh were in the wedding party. So there's all these pictures of us in the wedding party.
Stop it.
Oh yeah, I hung out with him.
You should have contacted Dateline and be like, I know this guy. Bring me on the show.
Biggest prick you ever meet in your life. He's like,
but do you think he did it? He might be listening.
He absolutely did it. Yeah, no. He's just a manipulator. He's crazy. I went to a WWF wrestling event with them many years ago before I left New York.
I thought my furniture story was good.
He was like a psychotic. I mean, he's a psychotic. And then the next time I had to meet him was at the wedding party. And I was like, oh my God, I got to hang out with this guy. I can't stand him. And so like, they've like photoshopped a lot of their wedding photos to take him out of it. Good. They should probably use some AI. AI might help as well. But it's. Can you imagine having your wedding photos and in your wedding party is someone
murderer
who killed his wife?
Like,
killed his own wife.
She was like at the wedding, or she wasn't.
She was at the reception too. We were at the table with him and his wife. This was 4 years before it happened. I can't imagine. So like,
what the world do you live in?
It kind of ruins all their photos and everything. It sucks or whatever. But he's going to get out of jail in 2030.
Well,
fun. So anyway, ask me anything.
What if he wants to hang out?
Know the guy fairly well. I guarantee you, when he gets out of jail, he's going to call up all his old friends and pretend like nothing happened and hang out.
Listen,
it's just going to be weird.
Billy Madison, right? Remember that you want to be on that list, and when he makes that phone call, you got to be nice to him, and then he crosses your name. You got to remember that. That's a good lesson learned there.
It's a good point.
Good, or else you could be him.
All right.
Okay.
All right, let's get to it and talk about what we've been playing this week.
Not a lot.
It's a sad list.
It's very sad.
Right, I just want to say I could not wait to see the Nintendo newsletter to see how many hours I had played this month, because I thought this is going to be a record low all time for Switch, and they didn't put the hours in the newsletter.
Well, they knew they knew that it was going to be pretty sad. So why even tell people?
That's so bizarre. Why would they do that? So I don't know.
I think you said in Discord, did we know they were removing this?
I had not. Somebody mentioned in Discord and said, it's confirmed. I hadn't heard this rumor. I don't know why. I mean, we can't be the only ones that are playing less Switch. And even if not, 20 hours, whatever. I don't know. It was weird. Mine would have been Prince of Persia. 25 hours total, I would say, for the month. Prince of Persia, #1 game.
Probably would have been more than me. Mine would have been Golfinite. That would have been February, though.
Yeah, I think you're right. They kind of cut it off at the end of the month because the newsletter comes out later. Well, anyways, it's dead, so that doesn't matter. All right, what have we been playing? Why don't you kick us off? You have a little bit more than me. You're continuing to play Pode with Amy.
Pode. I still call it Pode. We've been playing that, me and my wife. I'm in the Rock. She's been the Sun. John talked about this maybe a month or so ago. It's a great little co-op mode co-op game where you kind of feed off of each other in different skill sets. Some challenging fucking puzzles, John. We had to look up a couple. Like, there's some that I have no idea how you would know. There was this one where you had to put lily pads in front of these stones and then raise the stones. Mm-hmm. But there's nothing that tells you which two stones the lily pads are supposed to go in front of.
Yeah, because you have to light up in between and it...
Yeah, you're not even at the stones. You have to put them between two stones.
Yeah.
It was like...
Yeah.
And it was like... Even looking it up, it was kind of confusing. I don't know how anybody would have known to do that, but it's a great little co-op game. I tried to beat it before Mario and DK came out. I just couldn't get around to it. We're pretty close, though, I think. I think we've done like 4 or 5 worlds.
It's not that long, but after you do like a whole bunch of levels, you kind of need like a mental break.
Yeah. Once you do like one main little story level, and, you know, there's like that big puzzle at the end. Like that's a good intermission. That probably takes like 45 minutes to do one, and then it's a good break time. But yeah, Pode, a little pricey, I think. I maybe put it on your wish list. I think it's more than I care to admit. Was it like $20?
I think that's what you said you paid for it.
Yeah, I think that it's not worth that price. I'm waiting for it to go on sale. $10 would be a good price.
I told you to get it on sale, but you were desperate at the time.
We were desperate. I re-downloaded Enter the Gungeon, John, because I was so bored. The other day. Dominated it. Third run, made it to level 5. Like, not to the boss, but just like riding a bike, made it right back in there. What a fantastic polished game. I wish every game was that polished and that good. But
yeah.
If you never played Enter the Gungeon, do yourself a favor. It's a twin stick shooter, roguelike. Just, it's a great, fantastic game.
For years, I've been wanting to, like, because I've never beaten it. I've never even gotten close. I think I got to like 3rd level at best. I've been wanting to like restart it, replay it, and find the secrets and stuff like that.
There's tons of secrets and little things like that. You do probably have to look up some of them, but
I used to not be able to beat roguelikes, and then I can't remember the first roguelite I beat. The one with the hooks, Flint Hook.
I didn't like that game.
Since then, I've gotten better with them, and I'm starting to understand you really got to power yourself and do a little bit extra to power yourself up early. I learned that a lot from Slay the Spire.
Sometimes you want to die just to reset. Like, you got to go through a certain motion. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you got to risk it, and if you die, or you're better off dying early than dying late. So just risk it. So I would love to go back, because I know there was like some secret rooms that gave you some extra bonuses, and I never did that. So I do want to go back to that, but I just never do it.
Stroll the Hero Slayer.
Dead Cells is my, Enter the Gungeon for you. Like, that's the one I go back to.
A little foreshadow in there. See what you did there.
That's true. Yeah.
I have the other 2. You want me to talk about them, or what do you want to
do? Let me talk about. So I started Final Fantasy VII Remake Intermission. That is the DLC for the game. And when I played this game originally, like 6 months ago, I didn't play the DLC. I was just kind of a little Final Fantasied out at the time. And then I've replayed this game because Rebirth comes out the 29th, but I really wanted to make sure I played the DLC because the character that's in the DLC is in the second game. And I'm enjoying it. I'm about 3 hours in. The main character in this game is Yuffie, and she is awesome. She's dressed up like a Kupo in the beginning, and then she's taken that outfit off, and she's just dorky and fun. She doesn't understand all the words. And she mispronounces things, like instead of ID, she says Heidi, because she just thinks that's how it's pronounced. So it's a lot of fun. It's kind of difficult too. I've had some pretty difficult boss battles. So I'm just trying to grind it and get a little better. But I'm in chapter 2, and I'm enjoying it. So yeah, can't wait to see her in the 3rd game. And what's really interesting about this one is the DLC is standalone. You don't have to have played the first game to play the DLC, but you interact with a lot of the environments from the first game. And in fact, you see the characters from the first game in the town, and you can like listen to them talking, and the timeline is the same that you're on. So in the first game, there's a part in the game where Cloud disappears for a while, and that's when he finds Aerith, and several hours where you're just with Aerith. That is when this game starts. So you can hear the characters talking, and it's just very interesting to see how they what has happened while Cloud was away. And you actually see Tifa and Barrett sad that they think maybe Cloud might be gone, might be dead, who knows. So that's been interesting as well. But I'm excited for Rebirth, and I should be able to finish this one in the next couple days or so.
Nice.
Why don't you go with 1 and then bounce back to me?
Okay. Just sent you a nice little link to some chick with her tits hanging out, walking around Super Nintendo World and Universal. Just in case you wanted to watch.
I've seen this girl.
I know her body.
She dresses like that all the time.
Wait, did she just switch feeds? Damn it. All right. Oh, the commercial. All right. Anyways, Golfinite If you haven't heard of this game, you're living under a rock by now, because we are so desperate in dark times that we are spending $2 on a game that I played probably about 20 hours, John. I mean, you can't say I didn't get my money's worth. This is the latest, if you want to call it monthly mayhem, a golf lead, whatever you want. This is a game that has ripped off many other golf games before its time, similar to Golf Story and even the classic golf game on the NES with the little sound effects of the. It's fun. I've been sucked into this game. I got so good at this game, I felt unfair that I had to actually take myself out of the competition, John. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, but Golfinite, I don't think it's on sale anymore. It might be. It was only for $2. For $2, it's a great value. Like I said, I probably put $20 into this game. There's 4 worlds. What I like about it, or 4 courses, I guess you could say. Each course, you have to win a tournament to move on to the next course. But you don't just unlock the tournament in the beginning. You have to get 12 stars. And there's a few different ways you can get stars to unlock the course. There's 3 challenges on the main menu, and there's an easy, medium, and hard challenge giving you 1, 2, or 3 stars. And it might be a chipping contest, a putting contest, drive the ball into the circle. You could go play 9 holes and get some stars. There's different ways to get stars. And then once you get 12, you unlock the tournament, and then you can play the tournament. And I will say, the tournaments are kind of hard. Like once you get into the later courses, you have to shoot like 12, 13, 14 under just to win the tournament, which is quite difficult. But yeah, the game itself it's fun. It has that replayability factor. I think that we're having this little golf league going on in the Discord gives it a little bit motivation to keep playing it. I mean, I don't know if I would have played it this much by any means, but I did beat the game. I rolled credit. I won the last tournament in the game. I am level 101, John, if anyone's taking notes out there.
I think you've played this game longer than everyone else combined.
It's a fair point. So we do have a golf league going on. I'll tell you what, it's not too late if you want to still play. If you want to go buy this game, as soon as you're hearing this, you have until, I want to say, Sunday the 25th to go out and play it. And then, again, I'll talk about it. You know what? Fuck it. Let me just talk about it now. So we have the tournament going on. It's 1 week left. What's going to happen is it's kind of the Mario Kart style game where, depending on what place you finish on each course, you'll receive points towards the total. And at the end of that, we'll have top 3 winners. So whoever has the most points, the top 3 people, will play the 4th and final course. Same format, but it'll be like a 3-day. It'll be a shortened version, 3 days. Winner will get $20. Second place will get $5. Third place will get the big goose egg. And then we'll have the random lottery winning for $10. I've also been doing over the last week, I'll continue doing it this week, is random challenges I kind of throw out there, John. So far, we've done a hole-in-one challenge. We've done, you had to be -6 through 9 holes. See what I did there?
The same.
And yeah, it's people are really beating the challenges quicker than I thought. And if you win the challenge, you get an extra lottery ball, so it doesn't really impact the tournament that much, but it gives you an extra chance to win that extra $10 at the end of the tournament. So great little $2. We probably have, I think, 9 people that played, maybe 10 people that played so far. So a lot more than I anticipated. We just gave this no-name company $20. More than they could have imagined. So Golfinite.
Golfinite. It actually is $2 through March 1st.
Great. So you can pick that up go do it. Come play the fun. Get on the board, get on the tournament, get in the Discord, get chatting. You have 1 week. You don't have to play like hell, though, to catch up, to level up, because leveling up does help. You hit the ball further, straighter, more accurate, etc. So,
sounds like a Manscaped ad.
Golfinite. Fun to say.
Sweet.
John, tell me about this Helldivers 2 game that's been taking over your world. I'll be blunt, I don't know a lot about it. I know it's like this third-person shooter game, not a game that you're really into, I would think. But is it a battle royale type? Is it just a campaign? What is it?
Yeah, they announced it E3 time last year, and I was just like, okay, Helldivers. I don't even know if it was an exclusive or whatever, but it is Sony published, And about 9-10 years ago, there was a Helldivers 1 that Sony also published. I took a look at it. It actually looks pretty neat, but it's like isometric overhead view. So Helldivers 2 came out last Friday, so like a week and a half ago or so. And every time they showed an updated trailer for this game, I was like, oh, that looks even more interesting. I kept passing it off. But like by the last trailer that they showed, I was like, no, it was like the last state of play. I was like, oh my God, this game looks so good. Like I think I'm in. And Foam Stars didn't really hit for me. So the next one was Helldivers. And I was waiting for reviews that day, Drew. I was like, it was only $40. I was like, don't want to buy in for a game that I might not like. I want to see reviews, but reviews were not coming in because they didn't give advanced copies out. I just went for it. Tutorial was fantastic. First level, fantastic. I'm like, I like this game. This game is awesome. And yeah, I've played a ton of it. I mean, it's all I want to play. So basically, the way it works is you you have a spaceship of your very own, and you pick out a mission that you want to do, and you get a team of 4 people. The whole game is PvE, so you're not playing against other players. You're always playing co-op.
So co-op.
So,
I like
just
that.
like Monster Hunter, and Monster Hunter is the only other game of this type that I like. So I think I like that. I don't like fighting other people. I just want to play with.
The problem when you're fighting other people, there'll always be people better than you because they time sync themselves into the game. But when it's PvE, it's okay if they're better than you.
You want them to be.
Correct.
Yeah. So you can grab 3 other friends. You can join randos, and you shoot into some planet, right? And it's kind of like how the way they described Starfield. When you go to a planet, you're on this like patch of the planet. You can't explore the whole planet, but you're in this area of the planet that you can't leave. And you are part of this global war going on. So you can see all these other battles going on, and they actually show you the progress to liberate the planet. And it's like this like tiny percentage changes as people finish their games. And you usually have like a 1 or 2 main objectives. There's some side objectives you can find on the map. There's 2 kinds of factions you'll fight. There's the Terminids, which are bugs. And these look just like Starship Troopers, the movie. Nice. And then the other ones are the automatons. I can't stand them. They're scary. These look like Terminators, basically. And what a freaking blast. It has been such a fun week and a half, starting from square one and then trying to figure out this game, starting on, easy mode. And it's just like Diablo. You can raise the difficulty level. You'll get more rewards, but it'll get harder and harder. And I've done a good job of like doing it more progressively, where I'm tempted to get more harder so I can get more rewards, but I don't want to not have fun either. But I'm able to play on challenging mode pretty comfortably. I'll probably move up to hard maybe in a week, but I'm enjoying challenging mode right now. So yeah, you have a primary weapon and a secondary weapon and grenades, and you go onto the planet with those. And then you can bring 4 things with you. You can bring basically bombs or special weapons. So these are extra weapons you can bring. Sentries, which are just like little automatic shooting little ba-doo-doo-doo. And you can decide what you want to bring. And generally, I will bring, depending on it, there are these battles you do where you have to fend off enemies. And so I like to bring sentries in because they'll just fire at them on their own. Bombs are too scary for like small quarters, whatever. You go down there, you can have a booster for the whole team. So everyone has to kind of pick a different booster. And then you play with them. I play with my headset on. I can chat with people. At first, I did not want to play with randos because I just didn't want to get involved in toxicity. But right now, it's a very nice community. I haven't run into a single toxic person. I've had a few people I've had to mute, but mostly because I don't think they realized their mic was on PlayStation. It's by default, it's in your controller. So some people don't even know. There was a guy who kept chatting with his brother or something about like that. Like he didn't even know he was being recorded, and like every so often, I would just punch him in the game because I wanted to hear him say something. Never got him to say anything, but yeah, it's great. It's like third person over the shoulder, so I can play it. If it was first person, I just wouldn't be able to. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of humor in it. It's definitely got that Starship Troopers humor. I have to watch the movie. I got to figure out a way still
You gotta watch the movie.
to watch that movie.
It's fantastic.
Just tons of humor, and it's just that loot cycle of you go there, you get some metals, which is the primary currency for buying things. You get some samples, which is a currency for buying different things. You even can get like super credits, which is something you can pay for with money if you want, but you can also earn it in the game. And what's great about it is every 2 days, their superstore has like 4 items and then they change.
Okay.
So it's really exciting when something changes and you're like, ooh, what's the new thing? None of it is really pay to win. They all have kind of the same attributes, but they look differently.
Sure. Some more cosmetic stuff.
Yeah. So that's been nice. And then you have to buy a certain number of things to get to the next page of the battle pass. So it's like you have to spend 100 more medals to get to this page. And that's what keeps you from just buying the best weapons early on. I'm level 16. My goal is to get to level 20 this week because it unlocks the railgun, which I'm really excited to go get. I've had a great time. And the best part is like I've played with solo. I've played with my friend Arthur. I connected today with a guy from my local Denver retro gamer group, and that was the first time we played together, so that was cool. Guy from work I'm playing with. I didn't even know who the guy was, but when I posted about the game in the group a few weeks ago, and yeah, he's been playing a lot. So we've joined each other's games when we get on. So every time I jump on, I just look and see. There's always like some friend who's playing. I jump in their game and we have a blast. Can't really have a conversation though while you're playing. It really is intense. You do have to kind of talk things out.
Nice.
It's not casual like Monster Hunter or anything. It's super good. The only problem has been the servers can be hit or miss sometimes. There's a lot of times they are at maximum capacity. I will sometimes think, oh, I'm going to play the game maybe later. I'll just turn it on now in case there's a line. And then there's one time I had it running for an hour before I got in. It's super popular. I think they've been at like 400,000 players at once. And this is not a $60 or $70 game. It's a $40 game, but it is crazy good. And then once you finish the objectives in the game, you have to extract out. So you have to run to this location to extract. You have to type in a code, and then you have to wait 2 minutes for the ship to come get you.
Oh, jeez.
And it's frantic, and the music gets all pumped up, and just aliens are coming in, and you're just holding them off, just trying to survive for 2 minutes, and then you extract off the planet. It just feels good every single time. I will be honest, this might be the game of the year. This is going to be, in terms of fun, I haven't had this much fun playing a game in a decade. It's so much fun. And if that's why you play games, I can't foresee any game being more fun by the end of the year than this one.
Those games do get fun. They get burnt out sometimes, but you're in that mode right now that you're not even close to being burnt. And I mean, I've been there. It's just fantastic.
If you describe it, you'd be like, well, so you keep doing the same thing and extracting, but
I get it.
There's so many different missions. It like, I don't know. It's just like, I just want to keep playing it over and over. And there's a mission where you have to like load some missiles into a missile weapon, and then you have to go find the codes, and then you shoot it off, and it's basically just an ICBM, and you just see it go flying in the sky and just like an atomic bomb. It's so great, and it really gives you that sense of community. You're doing these levels with everybody else. People find some different strategies. It's such a good time. I just can't see a game. There's going to be big open world games to play, and a Rebirth's coming out pretty soon. There's going to be lots of fun games, but I just don't know how you can make a game that's just more fun than this to play. So I hope they figure out the server issues and make it so that more people can be playing. And sometimes something doesn't go right, or you don't get rewards for your mission until the next day. But other than that, it's an absolutely perfect game. People are having a blast. And if you want to like laugh, just put on YouTube and watch Helldivers to, crazy things that happen or whatever. There's so many great little supercuts of just hilarious stuff happening. It's so much fun. So I'll be playing that for probably most of this year, on and off. But right now it's all I want to play.
Nice. last game I've been playing is the only game that's out on the Nintendo Switch, Mario versus Donkey Kong.
Yay.
My wife and I have been playing this co-op. John, I'm 90% sure I'm on the last boss.
Last boss.
Yeah, we cruised through it. I think so. I don't want. I know this was supposedly 150 levels, so I have no idea if we have to go back and play, or maybe more things open up. Look at Pikmin 4. You beat the game and you're really halfway done. So I don't know what's beyond this, because again, but I'm pretty confident based on like the worlds I've went through. I won't tell you just in case I don't want to spoil you how many levels there are.
I haven't even started it.
Yep. So I'm pretty sure I'm on the last boss. It's just I ran out of time tonight when we were playing it before we came up here. Plus it's a school vacation, so we let the kids stay up a little bit later, so that's why we started late. But it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It's fun. Cruz said it has like that Captain Toad vibe. I can see where he says that. I haven't found any of the puzzles like super difficult as far as how do I solve it. Never gotten to that point. Some of it, I guess you could call it platforming, even though it's not really platforming. There, as you get later in the game, it is more difficult. If there was ever a video game that's gonna get my wife and I divorced, this was almost it. Like, she was making poor decisions. Let me just put it that way. And she was dying quite a bit. And
Unacceptable.
Casual mode, it's called, or classic mode. We went with the classic mode. So I'm not really sure. I think the casual mode, if you die, you just turn into a bubble. But there's no lives. In the classic mode, if you die, you do turn into a bubble, but you lose a life. So we've made it, again, I'm not going to say worlds. We made it very far in the game without losing all of our lives. And we just lost them in this last world. So I was like, oh my God, like, who knows what's going to happen? Maybe you start from like, level 1 in that world, and I don't know. All that happened which was a little upsetting, was we lost our last life in a level. The level ended and it said, you want to restart or quit? We hit restart and it just plays that same exact level and just gives you 10 lives.
It's unusual that there's even lives in the game. I thought we were kind of past that.
I don't disagree. Maybe in casual mode, I don't think there was. But I think casual mode, like, you legit can't. I guess lives matter a lot when it comes to, like, you call it a boss fight. It's really just fighting Donkey Kong. But, like, we're on the final boss now, like I said, I think. And I will say we've died like 4 or 5 times, but we ran out of lives and then we had to restart it. So if I just was in casual mode and I had unlimited lives, I don't know. I feel like that. And I think there are timers, right? There's a few times we timed out on a few levels. I'm assuming casual mode doesn't have timers, which again, I think that's part of the fun, like rushing and trying to like, oh, the clock's ticking down. Like we gotta hurry. And then when you beat it with like 3 seconds left, you're like, yeah, so I think classic mode in this game, knowing that if you die, it's really not that much of a penalty. I'd recommend going in the classic mode, play the game the way it's intended with these lives that really just restart your level progression and the timer, which makes it a little bit more suspense, I guess you could say. But overall, I'm enjoying the game. But it's kind of what you would expect. It's Mario versus Donkey Kong. It's polished. Don't get me wrong, but it's
polished Nintendo puzzle platformer. I can't wait to play it.
Yeah,
but I'm not hyped.
No, John, you could honestly beat this in like a day if you just sat there and played it, I think. And again, I don't know what's beyond the boss. I'm sure there's a whole nother.
Eston, did you hear that? Did you hear that, Eston? All right, never mind. Sorry. Keep going.
Inside joke.
Inside joke.
I mean, I can't imagine we've played this game probably between 5 and 7 hours, maybe 8. But again, when I look at like gold stars, like I only have like 60 gold stars or 50, so I can't imagine I'm done.
You're probably not. You're probably not.
Well, they've said 150 levels, but each level kind of has like, you open the door and it kind of like is like a second half of that, and I wonder if they count that as its own level. In that case, I've played well over 100 levels, so who knows? I could be pretty damn close, but I don't know. Anyways, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, I'm enjoying it. Everyone knows what it is because it's the only game out for Nintendo.
For a long time.
Are we bitter? Did I say I was bitter? Because I'm bitter, John.
We got time to live bitter later in this document. Michelle, I let Michelle start this game. She's playing it now.
Okay.
I started up the 8th case in the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. I
Okay.
was like, let me bang out this case and then I'll put it to bed for another few months. And then I proceeded to play that game for an hour for over a week.
Oh, jeez.
And so I'm still like, I haven't even gotten to court yet on this case. So I'm still a ways away, but I'm going to try to crank through it, finish up this case, and then I'll probably play Mario Donkey Kong because it's the only thing.
I'll be curious one player. I mean, 2-player obviously makes things a little bit easier because you can have someone go jump on that while you do. Like it makes things easier.
Yeah.
It'd be curious to see how it works with one.
Definitely going to solo this. This is I just don't think this is a Michelle game, but I have a feeling she'll just give me back the cartridge in about 2 days or so.
Yeah.
She's playing Cult of the Lamb, so
that's a good one.
Yeah.
This girl's tits are gonna just fall out in Universal. I'm sorry, I gotta turn this off. All right, John. Today we're here with a sponsor for your bouncing bundle of tits. I mean, Joy. We were not talking about a baby. We're talking about your baby makers. That's right. Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped. But just like babies, your delicate little guys have sensitive skin and deserve products that are not only skin safe, but made with safe ingredients. That's where Manscaped's Platinum package comes in. From razors to shower care, this package goes above the gold standard for your body hair. So treat your beautiful boys to the world's finest toys at manscaped.com and use our code NINDADS, NINDADS, for 20% off and free shipping. John, I have to say, I had a beard. I had a beard for about 10 weeks I didn't shave. And it was getting, I talked about it last episode. I talked about it in Discord. And I said, it's time to just give it a trim because I kind of liked it. It kind of grew on me, one might say. But I needed to cut down. It was just getting to be too much. It was starting to go past my chin. You know what I'm saying? Then, the mustache was starting to go over my lip. When you drink and you eat and you blow your nose, I didn't like it. I didn't like that feeling.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I went in the bathroom cupboard and I dug deep. I said, I think I have a beard trimmer in here somewhere because Manscaped sent us one. I took out that beard trimmer, and let me tell you, it was. I think I just want to continuously grow beards so I can use that thing. It was incredible.
It's great. The hedge trimmer.
The hedge trimmer is absolutely fantastic. And thank you to Manscaped. This is one of those things that I would never have bought. I would never have owned. But their products really are awesome. I mean, we both use the shampoo now. I used to never use the shampoo. I didn't even know they really had it. They sent it to us. And I said, oh, this is good quality. I like the smell of it. I like it. Now I use it regularly. The hair trimmer, the lawnmower, I still use the 3.0, even though I have the 4 and the 5. Whatever works best for you. I love the 3.0. These are products that you may not have bought. And I know we were very grateful and lucky to get these for free. But let me tell you guys, if you don't own some of these things, you really should invest in it. I don't know how I lived before without the lawnmower. It just becomes like a natural thing. Just like you shave your face or you brush your teeth every day. Like I use the lawnmower once a week just because it's so easy to do. And it's the same thing with now this beard trim. If I'm going to keep this beard a little bit, I'm just going to find the right setting that I want. I did shave it a little too much. I wish I kept some on. But it was... You just find that number. You just turn it to that setting, like number 5.5 or 7, whatever it might be, and you just go to town. Yep. And highly recommend these products. Reach out to John and I. We have a lot of these products. We're again grateful and thankful to have them all. But let us know if you're in the market, and we'll tell you which ones we recommend. So
yeah, the hedge trimmer is. I have not used my old razor ever since I got the hedge trimmer. It's so comfortable.
It really
so
is.
Easy to use. I definitely like it. It's a great. It's a great
easy
product.
To clean everything. And like I said, you get 20% off and free shipping. I mean, it sounds like a no-brainer.
I have not cut my hair. You can see over here, I am growing my hair out. It looks nuts, but I'm growing out my hair. I'm going to see how far I go with it. At some point, I might have to end up going to a Great Clips and getting a haircut for the first time in 4 or 5 years.
What do you usually use on your head? Do you have a different trimmer, like a hair trimmer?
I have clippers, professional buzzer clippers that I bought 15 years ago.
Probably goes strong.
Yeah, and I still use them. I could probably use a new pair. These are old. They still seem to do the job, but I mean... But yeah, no, I'm just growing it out until I decide what I want to do. Either cut it again. My wife likes when I have hair. And, but I'll see. I'm just going to grow it out and then decide what I'm going to do. I was thinking about doing the hippie thing where I just get a little ponytail going. In fact, I was going to bug her and put a little scrunchie, when I have
a rat tail.
you know when your baby gets enough hair that
Oh,
they can
yeah.
have a little ponytail and they have these little like whoop. I was gonna do that.
Oh my God.
I've tried to grow my hair once and then I couldn't stand it and I buzzed it, but I think I'm past the point now where I'm like I'm fine with it. But I kind of can't wait to get a haircut. But we'll see how long I go. But I have not cut my hair all year. All right.
Nice.
Let's go to the news. Lake was announced, and since our last episode, come out on the Nintendo Switch. It came out February 15th. It is a $20 game. It's on sale for $15 right now. But let me tell you, this is John Blanco's worst game of all time.
Wow.
Lake is the worst game I ever played. I beat it on PS Plus. I played it on Game Pass. It is now on Switch. If you want to see what the reason why the Nintendo Switch needs an upgrade, watch the trailer for Lake on Nintendo Switch. That game chugs like you have never seen a game chug. And there's not that much going on. I think it's probably more of a lazy port than anything. But the worst game of all time runs at like 5 frames a second on Switch, thereby making it the worst version of the worst game of all time. But you can go ahead and buy it. I don't know, whatever.
How do you really feel?
I've actually decided, Drew, that I'm no longer going to talk about, like when we do our games we've been playing, I'm no longer going to talk about games that I don't like, because I think some people react poorly when you're negative on a game.
I think we should. I think that's value to people that we may have saved them money.
I'm done. I've had too many bad reactions to it. You know what? If I don't like a game, I'm just not going to talk about it. But this is news.
People call us negative. They call us what they want. We're here to tell the truth. That's what we do.
Yeah, this is news.
The dark.
Yeah, this is the loophole. Astro Duel 2 is announced and is coming out to Nintendo Switch March 7th. Astro Duel Deluxe is one of my favorite go-to multiplayer games. It's all local multiplayer, but you can play up to 6, and it's such a fun game. Every time we did Nintendo Switch parties, we always play this one and have a blast. I had no idea they were making a sequel, Astro Duel 2, and it has what looks like a campaign mode, and kind of like the way Blaster Master is, you come out of your ship. When you play this game, when you play Astro Duel Deluxe, there's a mode where when you shoot the ship, the pilot will fly out of it, and then you have to shoot the pilot, which is my favorite mode. You have to shoot the pilot, and if you don't get the pilot within like 5 seconds, the ship will form around them again. So it's like a second chance. This game has like a whole adventure mode, a co-op. It has a lot of stuff to it. So I'm very excited for it. It's going to be $20. I'm definitely going to pick this up, and I can't wait to surprise. Cedric loves this game. I can't wait to play this one and see how it is. So Astro Duel 2, cannot wait. And then we got an announcement that Dead Cells development is completed.
That's a weird thing to announce, is it not?
It's been going on forever. You and I have gone through phases in this show where we were complaining that they were releasing updates.
Yeah, just like, stop.
Come on,
just
I don't
stop
care.
doing it.
And then at some point, I decided to replay the game, and then I played the Dead Cells up and the Castlevania update.
Mm-hmm.
And now this is a game I go back to from time to time. In fact, I'm probably going to be going back to it again pretty soon. And their development is complete. Their statement said, after nearly 5 years of service, 4 DLCs, 18 updates, some epic crossovers, and a mobile release with Playdigious, Evil Empire will no longer be working on Dead Cells. We are immensely proud of the work we have put into the game. We loved every minute and are very thankful to Motion Twin for trusting us and letting us play with their baby for so long. This goes up in the pantheon of greatest games of all time. It has that replayability of a roguelike, but so much variability. Every run can feel so different, and you can take all these different paths. If you get all the DLC, the branching is crazy. In fact, I'm really looking forward to printing out the official graph, because there's certain places, if you go to one biome, it's the only way to get to this biome. You can't just choose every time. And so I want to print out that map and put it on my wall.
Oh.
Because I want to hit all the biomes. There's little achievements in the game which tell you, oh, you finally made it out of this biome. And so I really want to start working on that. But the Return to Castlevania DLC is so good. If you have not played this game and want to buy into it, especially for that Castlevania stuff, it is $22 to get the bundle that is Dead Cells with Return to Castlevania. But if you want to buy all the DLC all together, it's $39.99 right now. And it does go on sale from time to time. So if you want to wait, it's so good. It can give you hundreds of hours of enjoyment. It's fantastic. So congratulations to them for finally wrapping that up. And honestly, it was good news to me. It's like, cool, it's done. I can start working on it. I don't have to worry about updates coming.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this week we got some interesting news. We've been waiting. So to catch you up on this, Drew, a couple weeks ago, there were some rumors that Xbox was going to start porting all their games. There were some fears that they were going to end their console and just become a third-party developer a la Sega from a couple decades ago.
Yep.
And these rumors just festered and festered and festered for a week. And then Phil Spencer, who's the president of Xbox, said there would be a business update the next week. And that was ominous because, oh, these rumors are probably true, right? Because they would have just said, no, this is garbage. What do you know? And by this time, there were people that were like upset. Xbox owners were like, maybe I'm going to switch to PlayStation now. It was nuts because people take this stuff, when you have an exclusive on your console and then you just give it away to the other people, you're like, hey, because you're not going to get anything back from it, right?
Well, you're saying I don't really care if you buy my console or not.
Right. So it was kind of a panic. The business update came this past Thursday in the form of a podcast, their official podcast. I didn't even know Xbox had an official podcast.
Me either.
And basically the news was weird. It was kind of a stinker. Honestly, it wasn't what we all kind of thought it would be. Basically, the announcements came down to Diablo 4 is going to come to Game Pass in March. So that'll be free to play for anybody who has Game Pass for probably a really long time. I don't know if it'll stay on forever or not. Really don't know. 4 games are going to be ported to other consoles. They did not state what consoles, either the Switch or PlayStation. And they didn't say what those are. And then they also hinted that they are working on the next Xbox console. And I don't have the quote in front of me, but it was something to the effect of it's going to be the goal is to make it the biggest generational leap ever on a console, which honestly was horseshit on it. Honestly.
No,
I see. My theory behind this is they actually were planning some pretty serious changes, but in the week when they were listening to the reaction to it, and maybe this was a trial balloon, maybe they leaked it themselves just to see what the reaction would be. They realized it was very negative and their community was hurt by it. So they just changed their plans, because if they were false rumors, you should say it right away. And they were talking about Starfield coming to PlayStation, games like that. Indiana Jones, which isn't even out yet, coming to PlayStation. In the end, the 4 games, they didn't even announce them, but again, here we go. The rumor is the 4 games are Pentiment, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and Hi-Fi Rush. I think it's lame that they didn't even name these on the podcast. Like, what's the problem? But these are the 4 games. And honestly, 3 of these games did not sell well on Xbox. They're not going to make a big impact. It's good that they'll get ported if that's what happens. But, they just didn't sell well. They're not like system selling type games. So I wanted to throw this at you. If all of these games were published to the Nintendo Switch, and it's possible that all 4 of them could end up on the Nintendo Switch, have you heard of any of these, or which games would you be interested in?
I looked at them. I've heard of 2 of them. Sea of Thieves is probably the only one that I'm remotely interested in, and I'd have to do a little bit more digging on what type of gameplay it really is. But I love the art style. Is this like a first person, like what's actually, is this like an online?
It is a live service game, so it is online. Do you know who develops this game?
I do not.
Rare. This is what became of Rare.
Really? That's an interesting, I love the art style, but it's an interesting art style for Rare.
Yeah, this game kind of began its life on unstable footing. I didn't play it, I said, but and it has improved. It caught up, and it has improved, and now there's a lot of people that play this game and love this game. I don't know their exact numbers, but it's a popular game.
It looks like my cup of tea. I'd probably give it a try. I'll be honest, the other 3, zero interest. And I know Hi-Fi Rush has a lot of followers and a lot of attention and says it was great, but doesn't look like my cup of tea. Sea of Thieves does look like my cup of tea.
Okay. Yeah, I would be interested in Pentiment on Switch. It's kind of a. I tried it one time on Game Pass, and I was like falling asleep after a half hour. It doesn't have any voice acting. It's a narrative game with lots of different dialogue choices and that sort of thing. But it'd be a perfect game to play portably. So I would buy this game outright and just give it a second try on my Switch just to play it on there. Hi-Fi Rush I had fun with, but I already played that one. I don't think I wouldn't double dip for this one. And, yeah, Sea of Thieves. I'll be busy with Helldivers. Grounded is like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids kind of game. I mean, that's just the way everyone describes it. It's the easiest way. I think it's probably good for younger audiences as well. Maybe Evan would get into lawns through this one. All right. So where's the Nintendo Direct?
It doesn't exist. It's not happening, John. I think we both. I mean, I predicted one of the big predictions we were heavy on was it's not coming out this year.
I still want to believe that the new system is going to get announced.
We're jumping to a lot. I mean, it's only February. Nintendo is going to, if they did announce it, it did come out within 3 months, right? So
I'm not saying where is it this year, but you're saying that, so there have been rumors that the Nintendo Switch 2 actually won't be released now until 2025. In fact, the rumor said that they delayed it.
How do you delay a rumor?
Well, that maybe Nintendo intended to release it in 2024 and now have changed their minds. If this ends up being true, that they were going to release it and delayed it, I question their sanity and why they are delaying it. Why?
It can't be. Here's my problem. Typically for something big like that would be a software delay. It would blow my mind if that's true because there's no fucking software.
Right.
So like, they're not working on anything else besides, unless they're coming out with like 8 games, which I can't imagine. Like, you only really need 3 to 4.
You need 1 anchor game, right?
That's what I'm saying. If you came up with 5 big softwares in the first year, I think that's a huge, huge win. I mean, look at what Xbox and even PlayStation did. Like, they struggled in the beginning with software, right? So I don't know. I don't think software is an issue, but again, I don't know. They're making games too fucking big that we always talk about, and rather than just putting out a good, solid, quality, fun game, they get it over. God, I don't know. I'm losing interest in video games, John, very quickly. And if the summer or the spring starts coming around, and it's not good.
Nintendo doesn't make games for you, Drew. They make them for 5-year-olds. Don't you remember that?
I guess so.
It has fizzled. We have a question later on about that one. I don't know why they would delay it, and they're clearly they're in that pipeline of planning it, right? Because we don't have anything saying. The only new game that we have is Princess Peach, and that's a game. I mean, I the more I see it, the less excited I'm getting about it. They're kind of teasing all these characters. They've shown like 10 characters.
It's too much.
It's like, please stop showing all these characters. Like, unless there's 50 of them, please stop. The gameplay looks like you're just going through a level, almost like it's a puzzle platformer.
And like a short one, like short bursts of levels.
Yeah, like it doesn't look like, I don't know. It doesn't, nothing's really exciting me. And if they're gonna push it, like, why?
But here's the concern too: is we know we still have Luigi's and we still have Paper Mario. Like, they're gonna stretch that out through the summer, and I bet we'll see.
Ports.
It's gonna be a whole nother summer. There's gonna be at least the summer. Best case would be fall.
I get excited about ports from other systems, games that weren't on Nintendo, but these were games that were on Nintendo. These were games that were on their previous platform, not Paper Mario, but Dark Moon.
It's the same thing as Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I wasn't excited for that, and I never even played that game, and I wasn't even that excited for it.
Right, and some of those games were on 3DS and available on 3DS. Like, you could buy it and play it on 3DS.
Well, Luigi's Mansion 2, right? That
Luigi's
was
Mansion 2, 3DS. Yep. It sucks because this was always like my number one system. I always had like a side system, and now I feel like I play nothing but PlayStation, and I'm losing interest in the Switch. And sometimes when I'm holding the Switch and actually playing something, I feel like I'm playing like my old console because I'm not familiar with it. I'm losing that muscle memory in my hands.
Well,
And I'm forcing myself to finish, the Ace Attorney game. And like I said, I want to play Mario Donkey Kong. But after that, there's nothing really I'm excited to play.
I'm struggling. I honestly am thinking about playing Ocarina of Time just because. Well, actually, I also thought about. I did play Seasons of Ages as well because I never played that one. I played the no, not Seasons of
Oracle of Ages.
Oracles of Seasons and Ages. Yeah, I played Seasons. I didn't play Ages, so
yeah,
maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I don't know.
It's become a struggle where you're trying to like figure out a game to play and then play it, but it should be natural. Should be like,
and I'm also in that
excited.
zone where like you don't even want to start a game. Like I mean, I know we talked offline a little bit about Hogwarts Legacy. I bought that for my wife a while ago, and I have it, and I'm like, maybe I should just play it. Fuck it. And I'm just like, I don't even want to start it. Like I don't even want to. I'm just not motivated to even start the game, and I feel like that with a lot of games right now. Mm-hmm. It's just. They're all old games that I've already played or just older games. It's like I've already done that. The last 8 games I've played have been earlier release games or backlogged.
Yeah, but I mean, Hogwarts is a year old and it's fairly new on the Switch.
I know. I just don't know. Maybe I just need to play it and maybe I'll like it. I don't even know if I'll like it, to be honest. Regardless of graphics and game style and gameplay, I just don't know if I'll like it.
At least you own it, though. I mean, if you don't like it, you don't like it.
What is there to lose?
You're not buying. I mean, you already bought it.
Yeah.
So Nintendo this past Wednesday put out a bunch of tweets. I'm not on Twitter, but they posted a lot on their YouTube. They announced
Facebook as well. I'm on Facebook.
East 10 Nordics is coming out fall 2024.
What is that? Kind of looks like almost like that Xenoblade a little bit.
I'll always remember East 1 and 2 were on like the TurboGrafx CD. They're up to 10. It's crazy. It goes back a long way. It's just an RPG. It's just a weird name. Fashion Dreamers getting its 3rd update, Classic Fair. That's out now. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered starring Lara Croft was released this week. So if you want to play the original games, I feel like I should. I never played the original games. It's a total missing spot.
Yeah, but again, who wants to play games that old, remastered or not?
Yeah, I think I'm going to wait for it to go on sale someday because I'm not that excited about it. But yeah, I've never played the original games. The first Tomb Raider I ever played was the 2013 version. And then they gave us more Princess Peach Showtime, more characters. Again, I'm just getting less and less excited to play this game.
But to be honest, looking up this Sea of Thieves thing got me excited. I could see myself playing this game, John.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Bring it on over.
You'd go in with a lot of content already there.
I like that. Bring it on over.
Now there's rumors that this week, as you're listening to this, is going to be a partner direct. I'm glad I'm talking on this podcast. I'm so fucking tired of the rumors. People telling us there's going to be a direct this week. Oh, it's going to be next week. Oh, there's a partner direct. The Switch 2 is coming out this year and it's coming out next year. I can't stand it. I don't care. If they do a partner direct, I will be excited to watch it. Don't get me wrong. I will be super excited to watch it, but I'm so tired now of like anticipating this stuff. Drives me crazy. They got it. They need a direct. They need to do something. So that's nuts. Anyway, we're pissed off. Hopefully next time we do an episode, we have something to talk about.
You know what it is though? I think it's our passion and we're sad. We're just sad.
Yeah.
We sound negative. Honestly, we're both just sad. We just want to play Nintendo games on our Switch.
Exactly.
That's all we want. Whether it's a new Switch, an old Switch, just give us fun games. We don't want to play 3DS ports. We don't want to play Peach's Showtime. We just want to play games.
Right.
Good, fun games. Indies, Nintendo, whatever they are.
This is my favorite console of all time. I don't, if it's going to die, I want it to die because there's a Switch 2 and I can lay the Switch to rest. I don't want it to die before it's time. And if you don't think if you think it's fine what they're doing, remember how many Nintendo Wiis they sold and then how many Wii U's they sold. They sold 100 million less Wii U's, Wii U's than they did Wii's because the Wii, just at the end of its lifespan, it went 2 years too long. People started playing. I was one of those people. I jumped onto PS3, and then the Wii U comes out, and you're looking at it and going, "Wow, that doesn't look that much better than a Wii, right?" It really didn't. They were showcasing the Mii's again and all that, and everyone was like, "Okay, well, I'll just stay here in Xbox 360 land, PS3 land." They had to put out a generational system like the Nintendo Switch to pull their people back in. You're going to do this again with the Nintendo Switch. It can't even play Lake at 5 frames a second. Like you got to strike while the iron is hot. You've made your money on the Switch. Now make your money on the Switch too. I would hate to see people
come out with games like Mario and Animal Crossing, another Animal. Like that's where you're going to draw in the people that loved the Switch, that bought the Switch, that don't normally buy the Switch.
Yep.
Just like you did with Wii Sports and the funeral, the freaking old people home, not funeral, right? And everyone was playing Wii Sports. Right. It's the same shit. Everyone played Animal Crossing. You sucked them in. You sucked me in. First game I ever played. If you new Animal Crossing comes out a new Switch, I'll play it. Yeah. But you don't get those people to buy a new Switch because it's like, I loved that game. Right. And this is the perfect time. It was 3-4 years ago. 4 years ago, right? Now it's like, man, I kind of miss that. They see commercials on TV, they'll go buy one. Got to do something, Nintendo. You got to come out with some 3 big games of Mario, of Animal Crossing, and
Mario Kart.
Well, Mario Kart would be good, but I'm okay with even something a little bit more hardcore. Come out with your Metroid Prime 4, but have some type of online mode, whether it's co-op or death battles, whatever it is, or battle royales.
Yes, battles.
But that's what I'm saying. You need a little bit of something for everybody. You need that hardcore gamer. You need the fun, and just fucking do it. Just what are we waiting for? It's not
honestly,
a business system.
If you just increment the hardware, you will attract more third parties to put out some of these games that have come out. Baldur's Gate, like get those games on there, and none of those. Diablo 4 is not on a Switch. But maybe it would be if there was better hardware.
There's no way they're holding off for their software. They have nothing on the agenda besides ports. Those ports can still play on the new Switch. Just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Tired of it. I want to play
games. I
games.
wonder what new games that they intend to come to the Switch too are in development, because it is weird how it's such a port year.
It's a Mario, it's an Animal Crossing, which is your diversity game, and it's going to be a hardcore game. It's going to be those 3.
Yep. All right, let's feel better and talk about Girl Scout cookies. It's Girl Scout season.
Top 3. I have a Girl Scout in the house. You know what my Girl Scout did last night? She slept at they slept at an aquarium. Well, we did that this morning when she came home. They had a field trip. All the Girl Scouts slept at an aquarium.
Oh.
That was kind of cool. Like they literally slept on the floor of the aquarium, like sharks behind her in one tank and like fish in the next tank. They dissected a squid.
What?
It sounded pretty cool time.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's gross, but that's cool.
Anyways, Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, let's talk Girl Scout cookies. Make us feel better. You've got a Girl Scout. You're selling cookies. I don't have a Girl Scout. I'm buying cookies. I've tried a bunch of them. Michelle actually bought like all of the types of cookies. I was like, wow, you should have gotten a couple of the same of this one and that one, but we got them all.
Okay.
So I wanted to rank them. So I have set up here you can't see it, but I have a little tier maker.
I just clicked to the link. Does this work for me, or is it only one person?
Yeah, if you want to like do it at the same time, because we can't share it together. But
okay.
And then on the other link, I have all of the cookies. Now it's regional, so
it is regional.
We might not have the same one, so we'll have to figure out. We can just skip some or whatever.
Sure.
But we'll work through it. And I'm going to go with this list of cookies here in the other page. And the first one on the list is Adventurefuls.
Adventurefuls. Yes.
I don't have a description of this cookie, but it is I wish I
can describe this for you.
Okay, let's hear it.
This is like, everyone has a Thin Mint before. It's like a brownie based, like a Thin Mint cookie without the minty flavor. It's like brownie based one. Mm-hmm. And then there's like this caramel chunk in the middle with then like caramel swirl on top.
Yeah, you're close. Yeah, so they have the description a little below. Adventurefuls are a soft brownie-inspired cookies with a caramel-flavored cream topped with sea salt. And this is a fairly new one.
Yeah, about 3 years ago, maybe.
2 years ago. What do you think of this one? What would you rank it?
My wife actually loves these ones.
Really? Okay.
Big fan, her and my daughter. If I had to think of the S through D tier, I mean, it's a quality cookie. I'd say it's a B tier.
Okay, let's put it in B. But I need to rank it. It's not on this tier maker. I'm going to use this square cookie that I don't think is on our list anyway, and that's going to represent Adventurefuls for me.
Okay. I'll say this. I get to see a lot because I'm a seller. We bought 250 boxes this year, and I brought a lot to work. and I just put them up of an office that's right by like the main door. So a lot of people see it, and people
Yes.
come in, and I get to see what sells good and what does not sell good. What what do I have a lot of at the end of the day, and what I don't have a lot of. So Adventureful's a mixed bag because I think people still don't really know what it is.
Right.
But there's certain people that know what it is that are like, oh, I love these ones, and they grab them. So it's one of those,
Yeah.
once you try them, I find people do like them. I'm not really a big caramel guy, so for me, it's a B.
By the way, huge kudos for having the cookies, because they used to really do the Girl Scout cookies where you ordered them and you had to wait like a month.
Yeah, I don't do that. I just
And
put
when
up
you have
the
the
money
boxes,
myself.
you're like, oh shit, Thin Mints, man, let me grab them. It makes
Exactly.
it so much easier
For the
to sell.
moment decision. I agree with you.
All right, next up is the caramel chocolate chip cookie, and I'll be honest, I've never seen this where I am.
So you got to be careful with these. These are gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, John.
Ooh, okay.
Which, to me, destroys the cookie. It's disgusting. It's a D tier.
Okay. I'm going to trust you on that one. It's hard to screw up a chocolate chip cookie, but they're going gluten-free, obviously, for that crowd, and I'd love to try them. All right, next on the list, I'm not going to name this cookie. I'm going to describe this cookie and see if you can figure it out.
Okay. I have the list open, so that doesn't
Crispy shortbread cookies are topped with a layer of thick caramel, toasted coconut, and chocolate stripes. What did I describe there?
The Caramel Delight, also formerly known as the Samoas. That's probably something they changed
Did they rename it here? I still call them Samoas. I didn't realize that they're changing the name of it.
Samoas like a tribal thing? Like, is that considered racist? Is that why they changed it?
I don't think it is, but maybe it's like they just don't want to name it after like a group of people, right? You're gonna call your cookie an
I don't
Italian?
know. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I could be totally wrong. I'm not sure.
It looks like they are transitioning maybe to caramel delights.
They do. They call it on the boxes. That's what they say here.
Okay. I still call them Samoas. This is absolutely S tier.
It is. This is
my favorite.
I don't even like coconut, and there's something about this that when you bite into one, it's just
the texture. You get like the coconut it's toasted, so it's kind of like a little bit sharp, and then you get to that bottom chocolate layer. It's
good.
I can eat a freaking box of these in probably like 5 minutes.
I'm more of a onesie twosie guys of these ones.
Onesie? You're a onesie twosie?
Yeah.
Guy? What does that mean? You have one
or two, maybe one.
I'm a onesie twosie box guy.
No, I couldn't. No, not these ones. This is like a good. Just give me one cookie.
So good. All right, total S tier. We could move these later, but this is just.
I agree with it. Is an S tier.
Okay. Next up, gonna describe it. 2 crunchy oatmeal cookies with peanut butter filling in between. This cookie is Girl Scout spin on a Nutter Butter. Yeah. What is it?
This was formerly known as the Dosey Dose. It's the peanut butter sandwich. It's the orange bots. These are one that are sneakily better than you would think.
Mm-hmm.
They're like A tier for me.
Okay.
I mean, do you disagree?
I agree with you. They are sneaky because I don't like peanut butter sandwich type things. These. But the cookies are oatmeal. And it kind of dampens the peanut butter a little bit.
They're good.
I don't know if I'm an A tier, but I will put these over on A tier right now.
Okay.
We'll discuss later. But yeah, definitely A or B tier.
Okay.
I would say. I lean towards B tier, but
this is my second favorite cookie.
Okay. Wow.
Maybe third. Maybe my third favorite cookie.
Wow. All right. Next up is the s'mores cookie. This is kind of like a rectangular.
I don't know much about. I've never seen this cookie before.
Oh, really?
Wait, you have these?
It has the ingredients of s'mores, but when you bite into it, it tastes more like a cookie than a s'more, right? It's got some marshmallow. It's got some chocolate. Let me bring up the description over here, and they're good. You feel like they should be better than they are, but they're still good. Okay. It says these cookies are all the flavors you've come to know and love from homemade s'mores packaged up to a single cookie. Graham cracker cookies surround chocolate and marshmallow filling to create the perfect summertime cookie. And I agree, the marshmallow is not a fluffy marshmallow, so it doesn't feel like a s'more.
Okay.
But it's a good, solid cookie.
So when you look at your tier maker and see these chocolate-covered squares that have a bite taken out of it, that's the s'mores cookie that used to be in my neck of the woods. that they discontinued about 2 years ago when they started Adventurefuls.
Oh no, we still have those.
That's a s'mores. You have two
No, the
different.
s'mores are different.
So what is that called?
That's a tag along.
No. Tag
I've got
along
a
was
box. I've got the box here.
that's a s'mores.
No, they're two different cookies.
I want you to take a picture of that and send it to me later. Is that on this other list that we're going to talk about in a minute?
No,
I'm telling you because
yeah,
it's
it is.
it's
The
down low.
s'mores are a rectangular cookie. The tag along is a circular cookie. We'll talk about that one. What?
Hold on. No. I'm not. I think we're talking about the wrong one on the tier maker list. It has the brown background.
That is in place of the Adventureful.
No, that's a s'mores. I'm telling you, local to New England, that was a s'mores cookie that was discontinued 2 years ago. It was called s'mores.
Okay, I will take that out. So we're gonna use this, whatever this one is. That will be our Adventureful. I'm gonna put the s'mores, since you haven't really had them.
I can't vote on this one.
It's an A or B tier. I'll put it at B right now.
Okay.
It's A or B.
Yeah, we never had those in our neck of the woods.
All right. We have next up the lemonades.
Oh.
These look a little bit different than the ones we have. So the ones we have, no, they do have it. They have like an expression on it, like leader, and
comes in like they're big. This is the biggest cookie on the market.
Biggest cookie. Yep.
And it comes in like one sleeve, kind of a baggish type style.
Yeah. Well, it like some of the cookies come in plastic and there's like little rows of them.
It says one row though.
Sleeves. This one is it one row? I think there's multiple rows.
It's one row, but there's no plastic between them. They line them all up.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna read the description here. This is description: a crunchy shortbread cookie topped with a tangy lemon flavored icing.
Mm-hmm.
I never had one of these cookies until about 2 or 3 years ago. Let me tell you, S tier.
I'm between S and A. You would not think a lemon cookie would be a top cookie, but
agreed.
It fills your mouth.
These cookies have introduced me to the flavor of lemon in many things, like lemon cake. Like I would never have tried or would never wanted a lemon cake until I had one of these lemonade cookies.
Right.
It's that tangy lemon icing. It's delicious.
I haven't had the lemonade cookie. I've had the next one, which is the lemon ups.
Oh, I see. I never had a lemon up.
Okay, this is different cookies.
See, I should send you some of these. Which ones do you want to try?
I was gonna say that the lemon up doesn't have like frosting on it. It's just a cookie.
It has the lemonade has like this icing on it. Tell me which ones you want after the show. I will legit put them in a box and send them to you.
I legit want every cookie right now. It's making me hungry.
I know, but which ones can you not get there? I'll send them to you.
I don't know. I'm gonna check and see. I might check and see before we do questions and see. After this is done, I need to go grab some boxes and take a look. Okay, I'm gonna put these up at S tier. I'm gonna just assume they're the same, but I know they're not.
But they're not.
But I think we both feel the same way about ours, because you can see these lemon ups have the expression on it. I am a leader.
Yeah, I've never seen those ones.
Yeah, and they don't have frosting. They're just lemon, but they're big. I think they're bigger than the lemonades.
Okay, that's why I said the other ones might be a little bit
fairly
different.
Sizable. Okay,
nice.
All right, tag-alongs.
So peanut butter patties.
You don't have peanut butter patties.
I have peanut butter patties.
Okay, all right. So the tag-alongs are described as: after Samoa's tag-alongs are one of my favorite cookies of all time. I mean, is there a better combination out there than peanut butter and chocolate? Tag-alongs are crispy cookies that have a layer of peanut butter and then completely coated in chocolate. I do like these, but I feel like they're not peanut butter cups here.
No, they're not. People love these. I think they're just okay. I think they're like a B.
Okay, I agree. I'd put them in there with B as well.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
All right. Thin mints. Mints.
Wait, did you miss one?
No, I'm just going in order.
Oh, maybe I missed it.
Thin mints are not for me. I'm reading a website and they're putting their opinion in here. Are not for me, as I do not enjoy mint and chocolate together, but there is no denying their popularity. Crispy chocolate cookies are dipped in a mint chocolate coating, making these every mint chocolate lover's dream cookie. And absolutely S tier. When I was a kid, these were always my favorite cookies. They've dropped a little bit only because it's hard. Like when I dip them in milk, they don't permeate the cookie because it's
Nah,
just
it's not a dipping
covered.
cookie. You put them in the
Yeah,
freezer. Have them with a cup of coffee.
but they have a couple of sleeves. I like them cold, and
Mm.
God, once you open a sleeve, it's hard to really stop.
It really is. This is by far the best Girl Scout cookie in existence.
S tier, faux show. Toastier, do you have these?
I do. I think you missed the shortbread ones.
I'm looking. Are we looking? No, that's later on the list. Are you looking at a different list?
I don't think so. But let's go ahead. We'll go
Okay,
with
I have the link. I have the link
the
up there.
toast days.
Toastier.
They suck.
What are they? Well, let me see. Toastier.
It's the same thing as that lemon one that they have. The bat side of this cookie has like this icing that's dipped in. It's just a weird. It's described as French toast flavored, swipped with this icing in the back. It's not for me. I tried it once, I'll never buy it again.
Sounds good, but you're saying it just doesn't execute.
Listen, I'll send it to you. Tell me which ones you want. I have these.
Toastier. Yeah. We don't have this on.
And it's like the shape of like a piece of toast.
Yeah. All right. This is going to be the Toastier. Where would you put the Toastier?
For me, it's a D.
All right.
Not many people order them either. I'll tell you that.
Right. The lemonade represents the Toastier. Not many people order them, huh? You think it's because they've tried them and they don't like them? It looks like they would be good. They literally look like a piece of bread. Like, you know what I mean? It looks like a little piece of French toast.
I'll send them to you. You can do a live reaction if you want.
Okay. Right.
You're just not. They don't execute it. They do look fine, but they don't execute.
All right. Next up is Toffee-tastic.
Love the name.
Do you have these?
I do not have these. Do you?
Toffee-tastic cookies are the Girl Scouts' other gluten-free option in the lineup. These buttery cookies are made with rice flour and butter base with toffee bits mixed into each cookie.
Sounds terrible.
I do have these.
Ooh.
I've had a couple of them. They're not good. I don't think it's because of the gluten, though. I think for me, I don't like toffee.
Same.
I'm gonna put these ones. The first one I had, it was like, oh, like you ever have like a treat like that, and you go, if I'm gonna eat these calories, I'd rather have a good cookie.
Agreed.
So this would be a box I would never buy again. But the second cookie I had, I was like hungry, and I just had a cookie, and I was like, that was fine. I was hungry, but no, they're not good. So I'm gonna put it in the D tier. And then the last one, I think this is another big favorite, the tag-alongs. Trefoils. Trefoils. My
that's also known as like the shortbreads.
The shortbread cookie. They have little faces in them. Very simple. Just a shortbread cookie.
It doesn't taste anything special. It tastes just like a shortbread cookie.
And it's delicious.
If you like shortbread, I don't disagree with that. I think it's a fine shortbread cookie. Kind of not a lot of flavor for me compared to a lot of these other cookies that we have.
So where are you putting it?
For me personally, like a C. Like I won't even open a box. I don't think there's maybe B. There's nothing wrong with them. They're just you should get these. I feel like in other places, and they're equally as good.
But they're Girl Scout cookies. You can get all of these cookies elsewhere.
Yeah, but they're not as good.
I'll put it in B tier. I actually would have put it in A tier, but if you're talking C or B, and I'm talking A or B, then we'll put it in B.
Okay.
These are top tier cookies. They have great milk, and they come in the sleeve, and so you can just go to town on them. They're classic.
Do you guys have the raspberry rally cookies?
Do not. Never heard of
those. Those are an online only orders. You can't get them.
Oh, really?
It looks like a Thin Mint. Looks exactly like a Thin Mint, but inside it's a raspberry flavor instead of a mint flavor. They're okay. It's like exactly like a Thin Mint, but a raspberry flavor.
Why do they do it online only, you think? Less stock?
Maybe it was like a test thing to see how they sell. This is also fairly new, I think 2 years ago. So maybe they wanted to see how they sell. But a lot of people don't order them online. People spur in the moment purchases.
Yeah. And if they had less stock, then you can't really send it out. And I don't know. I don't know. See. I've never ordered online. All right, why don't you summarize these cookies? I'm gonna grab a couple boxes and do some investigating.
All right, sure. So like I said, I'm going to rank my top 3 like I kind of already said. Number 1's got to go to Thin Mint. Open those boxes, take one sleeve for then, take the other sleeve, throw it in the freezer not the refrigerator, the freezer. They don't fully freeze. I don't know, something inside the cookie, but they're nice and ice cold, and they still bite very easily. And you have this cold frozen cookie with a nice warm hot cup of coffee, and it's just mwah. Oh, delicious. I want some right now. My number 2 cookie, as I said, I think is the lemonades. It's something about that icing that shortbreadish cookie that I've never really had before. And again, same thing. Nice cup of coffee, or even a cup of tea would go nice with this. Maybe a little green tea with some lemonade cookies. Again, maybe only 2. Just 2 cookies. They're big. You don't need a ton. And the last one, my number 3rd best cookie is, again, that peanut butter sandwich, which is that orange box. It's like the Nutter Butter, but 10 times better. And I think John kind of nailed it earlier. It's that oatmeal-ish cookie that kind of adds a little extra oatmeal-ish type texture and grainy. I guess grainy is maybe the better way to do it. The problem with Nutter Butters is you have like a kind of a peanut butter cookie with a peanut butter center. It's too much peanut butter. I think the Girl Scouts are onto something with the oatmeal cookie.
But great for dipping. Nutter Butters, and the milk gets in the grooves of a Nutter Butter. I haven't had a Nutter Butter forever.
You're a big dipper, huh?
Because I love the coldness of the milk.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Here I grabbed a bunch of boxes. This is all we have left. Here is your orange box, the Do-si-dos.
See, look at ours literally say on the box peanut butter patties.
It's so
peanut butter sandwiches.
I don't know why it's regional like that.
Me too. It's weird. It's very.
It's like
weird.
If they change it, Do-si-dos, a bunch of like fasting people. What you doing?
No, they dropped all that from ours.
This is the tag-alongs.
Yep, those are called peanut butter patties.
That's just ridiculous. I don't like that they show a peanut here, because there's a big difference between peanut butter and a peanut. And like, I know you're trying to say there's peanut butter, so we'll show a peanut, but I don't want peanuts.
I agree with that assessment.
But there's just peanut butter here, so I feel like they're misadvertising. These are the Adventurefuls.
Yep.
That's what you called them, right?
Yep, same thing as us, same bots.
And it's interesting because that other... Oh, no, yeah, this is just the Adventurefuls.
They're not bad.
No, they're good. These are the Toffee-tastic.
Those look terrible.
And it's like so it's one sleeve. It's just one sleeve.
That's all you get? The bots?
This one is a one sleeve box.
Wait, is the bot smaller?
It is. It actually is. See, you can see it's like half the size of the box. Yeah, I think they've realized they're not popular, so they just
Let me ask you this: how much is a box of cookies there?
I don't know. Michelle bought them.
Oh, Texter, I want to know. I want to know if it's different than ours.
Okay.
Because in Connecticut, they're more money than Rhode Island.
Right. Okay. And then the last box I have here, these are the Lemon Ups.
Oh, see, I don't have those. The packaging looks very similar to the lemonades.
Yeah, so you were saying it was one sleeve. So these are two.
Oh, yeah, very different.
And you know what? I think actually there is like a frosting glaze. Yeah. Oh, on the bottom. That's why.
They do look similar.
So these aren't lemonades.
I'd like to send you the lemonades and see what you like better.
Yeah, they smell. I gotta have one. I can't
eat it. So jealous. Past my bedtime. Chubby bracket. You gotta shit that out before you go to bed tonight. All right. I mean, have we talked Girl Scout cookies to death?
No, we're not done with this tier list. Let's finish this up.
We are done. What are you talking about? What's left?
So we have S tier, Samoas, lemon. Are we doing lemonades and lemon ups together?
Yeah, we have to because we only each
I think
have
they're
one.
Similar.
But yeah.
And Thin Mints. I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that.
A tier for what was it? The Do-si-dos?
Peanut butter sandwiches. Yep, the orange bots.
If you're gonna put Do-si-dos in A tier, I'm putting shortbread in A tier.
That's ridiculous.
There is no way you can tell me that the shortbread ones, the the trefoils.
Yep.
That is absolutely A tier. I don't understand what your problem is with shortbread.
I don't have a problem. It's just it's shortbread. It's nothing special.
Tagalongs, we have B tier. It's probably fine. What was this other cookie? The s'mores, Girl Scout s'mores.
Yeah, I don't have those.
B tier. And then what was the what did we use for this one? The Toastier at B tier.
No, I said Toasties suck.
Okay. Oh, those are down here below. We don't have anything in C tier. I mean, really, the two. So we're going to say that the two gluten-free ones are at the bottom,
Where do you put Adventurefuls?
and then Toastiers. Adventurefuls?
Yeah.
Which ones are those?
I think you used the brown one.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the s'mores. Oh, you're right. This is the Adventurefuls, that lemon, that the one on the left in the B tier.
Okay.
Do you think that should move up to A tier?
No.
I feel like we need something else in A tier. No?
No.
That's it.
Well, it's
There's nothing in
deceiving
C tier?
because
It's just B and then a big drop off.
Yeah.
The Toastier. I got to try the Toastiers.
I
We'll
can get
have
you
to
some.
negotiate sending those over.
I gotta send you some lemonades too. Then, if I'm going to send you any.
I have a feeling the lemonades are going to be the exact same thing.
You think they do look similar now that you're showing them to me?
Yeah, they look exactly the same.
But why would they make two different cookies? That
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
sense.
It says if you're looking for a cookie with a hint of citrus, but you don't want all of the icing in the lemonades cookie, then the lemon up should be your top choice.
So maybe this is more lemony.
Yeah, no, less lemony.
Less?
If you don't want all of the icing, so it sounds like the lemonades cookie has more icing.
That's what I'm saying. More lemon.
Yeah, they're really good. Honestly,
I want one.
Yeah, I think they belong right up there. Samoa's mint
and lemon,
thin mints, and the lemon ones. I definitely feel like the tagalongs. I'm gonna move the trefoils up to B tier on my list. But I think otherwise we're good with everything else. The s'mores on a good day can actually maybe move up to A tier. But...
That would be the one cookie I'd want with milk.
Okay, all right. I'll see if I can get you some of those. We'll do a trade.
I like that. My wife would like that.
All right. Let's move on.
All right.
We've got tons of questions to go through, millions of questions. And the first question we have is from Coos. When you're asked what your hobbies are, do you mention video games? Why or why not?
It's a great question. It's an absolute great question. You want to go first?
I would say I do. I do mention it. I'm not ashamed of it in any way. And I am a remote worker. I work from home and I work with a very large organization. I'm always in touch with people I've never met before. We have a little water cooler channel, whatever. We also have a video game channel, and I don't hesitate to talk video games in there because you're looking to make connections with people.
Yeah. And
there's no way to do it just by like, hey, hello, hey, whatever, want to go to lunch or whatever. So you try to connect with video games. And so, yeah, no, I've been, chatting with this guy named Brian from work, and we're playing Helldivers together.
Nice.
It's a nice way to like find some common interests. So I never hesitate.
I don't. I'm indifferent. Yes and no. And I say that meaning it depends on the situation, right? If it's meant to be conversational and I know the other person, I might bring up different hobbies knowing that person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if I bring up video games, it's just trying to pass over them. I'm not saying it to be embarrassed or ashamed. It's just if I know that person and I could talk to them about a different topic, I'd say something else. I've had interviews where I've interviewed other individuals and for like icebreakers and stuff. Like I've asked them about video games. It's like nowadays it's kind of a more common thing when I interview younger people, and it's kind of that icebreaker. Oh yeah, you like video games? What do you play? And then I play them too, And so like I'm not
Golfinite.
I play Golfinite a lot. I'm not ashamed by any means. I just kind of read the room and I try to look at the conversational piece of it and see where I could go from there. I have a new employee that works for me that he's the one that told me that helped me out on Stroll the Hero Slayer, and he talks about a lot. I talk to him almost a couple times a week about different types of video games. So definitely not ashamed. People know I have. I mean, I have a Dad That's a Dark coaster for my coffee cup in my office. I have tons of little. I have a Goomba little action figure. I have a Shy Guy squishy, and I have a Triforce squishy all on my desk. So people, like I said, I'm not embarrassed. I wouldn't have Nintendo memorabilia on my desk if I didn't mind showing it off. So
okay,
yeah, good question.
Okay. Next question is from where'd he go? Darth Platypus. If the next Nintendo system were as powerful as a PS5 or Series XS, I mean, well, let's say Series X because X and S are not the same power. What game from last year would you like to see come over?
This is a tough one for me because I've always been someone that likes to play games in the present, right? I like to be part of the conversation. I like to be seeing the videos online and like when Tears of the Kingdom come out and you're scrolling through social media and you see everybody what they're doing with the Ultra. Like I want to be a part of that now, right? So it's hard to say when these ports come over. You get that second wave of that because now it's on a new platform and a lot of people are playing it. I don't know. It's almost like I'd want to play some new stuff. So I don't really know if I have a great answer to this question, to be honest.
I'm kind of fascinated. You talked about this before about like, Hogwarts Legacy is an old game or something like that. You've never played it.
I know, but I'm in the moment. I like to play games. And that's why when I don't have a game, it's hard for me to jump in a game and play one with a backlog, right? Because my feeling with a backlog is if I really want to play that game, I play it. I find time and I play it. Like I don't really create a backlog of games. If I miss a game, it's missed. If it was something I really wanted to play, I'll play it. I can power through games and be done in a week and then play that other game. And having only one console, I think I can do that because it's very rarely that like 2 or 3 games come out in a 1 or 2 week span that like I have to play them all. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You and I think I've always been a little bit different when it comes to that. I like to replay games.
True.
You don't like to replay them. And I like to fill in gaps where like, oh, there's a great game, but I never got to it. I really want to play it so I can say I've played it. And I'm still catching up on some PlayStation games like Death Stranding. I want to get those in. I definitely am never turned off. If a game is old, fine. Yeah, maybe I'm not going to stream it or something. Not that I stream all that much, but yeah.
I guess I'd play Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, John, because what else would I play?
I mean, that's the game.
Why not?
That's the one. That's the old game you'll play.
I could have picked Gollum. Just saying.
Gollum, you can do a 2-hour trial of it on PS Plus Premium, which I have.
Yeah.
And so I could play 2 hours of Gollum without buying it. And like I've been tempted to like stream that.
Nice.
And then I'm like, I'll play
better
Helldivers.
than that King Kong game.
True. Yeah, that was kind of painful as well. Although I still wouldn't mind playing that one.
Oh my god.
Darth, if the Switch 2 were as powerful as a PS4, I would be happy like a pig in shit because I have seen the PS4 and I would kill for a Switch PS4. If you're telling me it's as powerful as PS5, I'm going to go fucking crazy, right? I'm going to throw my PlayStation out the window now. The games that I would like to see, I think because of the portability, absolutely Baldur's Gate 3. Baldur's Gate 3 is a great game to play, but it's just perfect for portable because it's so long and you're making little decisions. I would love to have that portable. I would love the Yakuza Like a Dragon series. The 2 games, the new one, Infinite Wealth as well. I think those are, again, longer RPGs would be great on a Switch. And then one game I've been wanting to try because I love Monster Hunter and I haven't gotten to it, and I probably won't get to it this year because of Helldivers, is Armored Core 6. That sort of same cycle of fighting some mechs, making yourself more powerful, getting some new guns, fighting better mechs. I've been wanting to try that game. I probably won't get to it, but man, I would love that on a Switch. Those would be the ones.
Let me reverse the question for you, John. Knowing me and my playstyle of games, and you knowing PlayStation Xbox than I do, which game would be just one? What would be the best game to be ported for my sake?
Probably Avatar, but like you've played that one, so
I have. You're right. I played. So, I mean, maybe Diablo 4. I guess.
I gotta say, the more I think about Diablo 4, the more I just don't like it. And I kind of loved Diablo 3. Diablo 4, I've just completely fallen off of. I haven't created a character for season 3. I've lost complete interest in that
Yeah,
game.
but we did that. That happened with 3 as well. You got to think about it for a minute, right? Diablo 4 is really fun for the first 50 hours,
Diablo
right?
4 or 3.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying Diablo in general. Diablo 1, 2, and 3, all of
It
them.
didn't last that long for me. I
No?
was kind of falling off of it maybe 10 hours in. And I don't know what it is. Maybe it's different than 3. I when it started, I was like really excited for it. It looked like it was gonna have a really good story. And then I just kind of fell off the story. And then maybe just because I played so much Diablo 3, I'm like, this is the same. I'm doing the same thing
Yeah.
over and over and over again. And there's games I remember thinking like Monster Hunter is so much better than Diablo because you are doing the same things, but the monsters react to you and you play with these other people and you're doing different moves. In Diablo, you're just like cast, 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 cast. I've completely fallen off of it. I think they're putting Diablo 4 in Game Pass because their numbers are going down.
Maybe.
I don't know if you would love it or not, honestly.
Huh.
I don't. There's lots of side quests and whatever, but all the side quests are completely unmemorable. There's no interesting side quests. I mean, since I played Diablo 3 with you, I've played games like The Witcher that have really cool side quests, Baldur's Gate. Give me side quests that have some oomph to them. But the Diablo one's just like, go here and kill 20 monsters. And it's like, okay. I don't know. I wouldn't say that for you.
Huh.
I mean, aside from Avatar, I would want Helldivers on there so you can play with me.
I'll be
We
honest.
would have so much fun together.
It sounds like a game that's for me.
I don't know if that's a traditional you game, but it's not a traditional me game. But you get 4 people, and we've got a bunch of people in the Discord playing it.
Yep.
I think you would have a great time. It's belly laugh sort of hysteria. What else? Maybe a better version of The Witcher. Maybe you would play through the whole thing this time. Maybe
I should replay that, John.
Yeah.
Jen, that just seems like so much to replay and can't play with the kids in the room.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is coming out. So, I mean, you could play Dragon's Dogma 1, maybe. I don't know. I've been debating playing that one.
I know. Everyone talks about that. And you can get it on sale for like $5.
Yeah, and they put it on. They made it a PS Plus monthly game.
But how old is that now? Like 2019?
It's like 10 years old. No, it's like 10 years old.
No, but when did it come out on the Switch?
Well,
is it on the Switch?
Yeah, I think 2018, maybe.
Yeah.
But the PlayStation version of it, I'm tempted. Like maybe it'll look better. Maybe I'll stick with it. But I mean,
but is it going to play like Skyrim, where you just feel it? Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe not that old, but
Skyrim on Switch was such a good port, man.
It was, but it's that old mentality that just feels like an older game.
It does, yeah. It's a little.
There's nothing against it. At the time, it was fantastic, but it's like going back and playing Ocarina of Time or anything. It just has that feel.
The thing about Skyrim I always hated was there's a million useless things in the world, and it used to drive me crazy. Pots and spoons are everywhere. It's like, oh my god, please. All right. Next question from Darth Platypus. What 3 games would you like to see in the first 6 months of the next system? Yeah, I think you started talking about this earlier.
I did. I think a Mario 3D Mario game.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue to say an Animal Crossing game because I think it'll be good for the system. Not being selfish there. And I would love like a hardcore online type game, I think, with a offline campaign. They needed like something that would draw, even if it's a new IP, draw people in. Or it to be Metroid Prime 4 that has some type of online co-op or multiplayer mode.
What are you looking for? Like
almost at a Helldivers type thing. But yeah, I'm just saying, I think you need something to bring in a new type of audience. To be honest, I hope it's not Metroid Prime 4. I hope it's something else, but it should even be third party. I just think you need something to say, hey, PS5 and Xbox gamers, not maybe jump ship, but look at us. We can do something cool too.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I'm not saying they're going to come up with like a Starfield or they're not going to, I don't know the answer, but I think they need something if they, to at least get the attention of these other gamers. Because these other gamers aren't going to jump ship for a Mario or Animal Crossing or a new Mario Kart or hell, even a new Zelda. I'm just saying, you need something else and Nintendo might never go down that road. It's not their MO. That's not what they're going to do. It isn't them. I get that. It never has been. But if you're trying to branch out and change that a little bit and introduce the more hardcore adult gamers, I guess if you want to call it, I'd love to see
Mature.
something like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a mature rated game, I'm saying, but it needs to just be something. It needs to be Splatoon, but not Splatoon.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I do want to see Metroid Prime 4 just be a Switch 2 exclusive. Just go high-end graphics. Don't worry about backwards compatibility and just go all out with it. I want to see, I think it should launch. I think Breath of the Wild taught Nintendo, if you launch with a really great game, people will buy in quickly.
Yeah, agreed.
But you can't do a new Zelda game. So I want to see a new 3D Mario. I kind of want to see a whole new Mario. At this point, I don't really want to see an Odyssey 2. I feel like
I don't think we will.
Whenever you're showing a sequel, there's people who haven't played the original and then they feel like, I don't want to jump in now.
I think it's too late. I don't think we see Mario Odyssey 2.
I want to see a 3D Mario, and then a couple months in, I want to see Mario Kart 9.
Agreed.
Completely redone. And then I do want to see, I feel like this is almost a total certainty, I want to see Nintendo put out a physical copy, double chip Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, remaster, whatever you want to call it, a dual pack. Just call it a dual pack because it doesn't exist on the Switch.
Throw Age of Calamity.
And it has a Switch 2 version of the game on it. I will play through both of them all over again.
I don't think I'd play through Tears of the Kingdom. I would play through Breath of the Wild, I think.
Again? Wow.
I think if it was updated, when I think back to those two games, I still have more memories, I think, with Breath of the Wild. Though, don't get me wrong.
Had a different feel to it.
Some of the stuff in Tears was more enjoyable. Yep. Right? I will say, like, if I think back to Breath of the Wild, those stupid, call them dungeons, call them whatever you want, the beasts, they sucked. They weren't that fun.
Tears of the Kingdom is objectively the better game. Well, to me, it's the better game. But Breath of the Wild, that isolation, that loneliness of that first game is still awesome too. There's a place for it.
At the end of the day, when I played Breath of the Wild, I wanted to explore every inch of that map. And regardless of the reason why, I did not want to do that in Tears of the Kingdom.
Because the world's just familiar to you?
Maybe. I mean, the depths, I did get all the light routes, but I don't know. There was something about just not feeling like, let me go explore the other side of that mountain to see if there's anything there. I don't know why. You know, I remember hunting down the dragons to get all the material. You know what it was? It's probably the fucking glitch system. I didn't need to do that because I could just upgrade everything.
I am... God. It has like an Elden Ring thing to me. When I want to play Tears of the Kingdom again, but one thing that comes to my mind is, oh man, it was so nice glitching some of those really hard to get things like diamonds or whatever to get more powerful armor, but I would probably play by the rules the second time just to prove I can do it.
Just think about in Breath of the Wild when you would grind because you wanted to upgrade your house, and it's like, finally I get to add another thing to the wall, and it took me like 4 hours to do it, and it's like, I could have done that in 30 seconds in Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
And maybe that was part of the love of it, and I wanted to do all the quests. I felt with Tears, I did certain things, right? Obviously, I'm gonna do the memories. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm gonna go do. I wanted to do the depths because it was new and fresh. But even the depths, you go into robot mode and you just get your little hoverboard thing and you just go.
You just crank.
It's like, what are you really doing? You're literally just lighting the route. That was the whole point, because I wanted to get all 120 to see if I got anything.
Right. When you first go into, I know this isn't the question, but when you first go into the depths, it feels like magical. You're like, whoa, check this out. What is this place? And they're like, go find this person, and you're like looking, and you don't even want to move out of the light. You're terrified. And then, like, probably by the time you're 15% of into the depths, you're just like, go on my little speedboard.
Agreed.
Found something. Go, found something. Like, you're not even exploring anymore.
But you're not even stopping to kill like the big bosses, because you're like, or like the big Lionels or anything, because you're like, oh yeah, they dropped good stuff. In Tears of the Kingdom, like, I would be like, all right, let me strategize here. What do I have for my weapons? Let me get this ready. I'm going to go attack him from this way. I'm going to parry that way, and I'm going to kill him. If
Yeah.
I saw that in Tears of the Kingdom, I would just run around them. Like, but Tears of the Kingdom, but I don't know. I just dodged him. Breath of the Wild, if I saw an enemy, I will fight that, and I hope I did a good drop.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Something
agree.
different. It was such a
I,
sidetrack there, but
I'd love to play both of them again, especially Tears of the Kingdom. But man, if you told me that in 2025 they're gonna put those remasters on Switch too, smoother frame rate, maybe a little better graphics. I don't really care. It doesn't just give me the 60 frames and whatever. I'm absolutely playing them.
yeah. See, they're long games too. I don't know. I'd rather play a traditional. I honestly would rather play Ocarina of Time right now. I just wish it was better graphics.
Honestly, they should do a full remake of Ocarina.
They really should.
It's unplayable.
And duel it with Majora's Mask. I don't know how they would do it if they could use the same engine, but you still have to rebuild everything.
It'd take a lot of time. Yeah, if they can do both at once, that would be nice. Because I like Majora's Mask.
Me too. I played a few years ago. I loved it.
I really wouldn't mind even playing Ocarina again, but it is hard. Like those Nintendo 64 games don't work well with me.
Agreed.
All right, let's get it going. Tim Neoprime 33, who I thought asked a question on PS Trophy Room, but did not. That was weird. Anywho, what game have you played with your partner that you were surprised they wanted to play? Or if not one with you, was there one they played on their own that surprised you? So let's go with the first question. What is a game that you played with Amy that you were surprised that she wanted to play?
Most of the game, I mean, the thing with Amy is she actually secretly loves games, but she'll never just pick up a Switch and play by herself. Right? She grew up with two brothers who one of them is obsessed with video games, like loves them. So she kind of always played a lot of video games growing up because her brothers did. So I know she likes it. She used to actually play more when she played on the DS, I feel like those days, but before the mom days, right? When she become a mom, it's less time with them. And now maybe when the kid is a little bit older, she'll have more time. But to answer the question, I don't know. I don't know. Have you played with your partner that you were surprised they wanted to play?
I don't have. I'll answer while you think. I don't have a game that I was surprised. Like usually when there's a game that I'm going to play with Michelle or whatever. Like you said, you prearrange it, right? Amy's an accountant. She is like fact based. She knows what she likes and doesn't like. But the game that I played and Michelle just wanted to watch me every moment was Elden Ring.
Huh.
It was very weird when it came out. I started playing it. She was watching me, and then she would say to me, we'd have lunch. She goes, "Are you going to play Elden Ring?" And I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Okay, I'll come into your office." And then she started her own game of Elden Ring, so she had her own save file, and she played probably at least 5 to 10 hours. And I'm like, "There's no way this game's so hard. Like, how is she doing this?" So much so that when I restarted, I've been replaying Elden Ring this past month and a half, not for a while, but we have been. She's watching me again. She's not doing it on her own this time, but she's just watching me. She just likes watching me play Elden Ring. It's weird.
That's funny. Then that made me think of two, actually. The first one I'll say is Super Mario Galaxy, believe it or not, because as stupid and little feature this is that Nintendo did was the second player could throw star bits. And for whatever reason, she loved it. And if I played any levels or worlds without her, she's like, whoa, why'd you play without me? Like she liked just, I think, watching it and seeing it. And the other one that surprises me is like Paper Mario. She's equally as obsessed with Paper Mario's as I am, where I'll sometimes, I know I told you we played the Wii version one recently. That's a little bit different.
Maybe last year. Paper Mario.
Yes. Right? But I actually let her play it. Just I tried to tell she was into it. And a lot of it, I just let her play and I'd watch. She'd only play if I was there. But like, oh, let's play Paper Mario. And then here's the controller. Why don't you play it? And she's like, no, you play. I was like, no, you play. She doesn't play a lot. So I would force her to play. So Paper Mario games is another big one that sometimes surprise how much she gets into it.
Okay. When the Switch first came out, Michelle wanted her own copy of Breath of the Wild, and she played through the whole game. And that actually surprised me because up to the point where just like you, where I would play the game and she would watch because, she gets stressed out by the action. And but then she had her own save file going. That was surprising. Now it's normal. But when the Switch came out and you've had your own portable there, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Tim also asked, what game do you want your partner to play with you, but they wanted nothing to do with the game?
I think I know her gaming style. There's not many moving out we've played together. Kirby's. She ended up loving the Kirby's. Played all the Kirby's together. There's not really any because I think we only really played co-op games. So the Pikmin 4 comes to mind again. There wasn't really any that I said, "Do you want to play this game?" And she had no interest. I think I know her, and we only really played co-op type games to begin with. Like even the Pode one, I was like, "Oh, this looks like you want to play." She's like, "Yeah, I'll play that with you." So
that would have been my answer because I told you we had bought it years ago and just wouldn't play it.
Yeah.
The game, Tim, that I wish she would play with me is Monster Hunter. I would love for her, because I played that on the Switch, right?
Yeah.
I would love to her to make her character and kind of play through it. I could help her along. And then I would love to play Monster Hunter with her. I think it'd be great because then we could just play and not just you. Sometimes when you play a game together, you get caught up in you're playing a single player game and you have progress, and it's like, I want to be making progress. If we could be playing Monster Hunter together, but we're both progressing our own characters.
Even
better.
Agreed.
I would love for her to have played Monster Hunter with me.
Good one.
All right, third question from Tim. And he seems a little upset with us. I'm just gonna put that out there. He seems a little angry. So we got to make up with Tim here. If you said there is nothing to play on the Nintendo Switch for you, are you also saying you've played everything? You hear him? You hear the anger? I hear it. You've played everything that interests you since the Switch came out. Nothing out of the 10,000 plus games is left for you?
I mean, Tim, you listen to us, buddy, and you know that we play a lot of games. So I'm just looking, I've said this in my recap show. Last year, I played 57 video games.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
So I'll tell you right now, in 2022, I played 46. So let's say on average, I play 50 games a year. That's a lot of games, right? So I do play quite a bit of games. I'm not playing 10,000 games, but I'm also only playing one console, right? I'm not like a lot of you guys that play more than one console. So if I'm playing 50 Nintendo games a year, I can pretty much guarantee you I'm playing every damn Nintendo game on the Nintendo console that I want to play. That I want to, right? So yeah, when there's nothing out there and I'm playing these backlog of games, I feel like sometimes I just play them to play them, right? I don't I don't really want to play Pode. I didn't really want to play it, but I thought it was an opportunity for my wife to play a game together, so we did it. Pikmin 3 is another one that I probably might be playing in the near future. Do I want to? I don't know. Pikmin 4 was my number one game last year, so maybe I do. But yeah, I'm not to sound cocky about it, but there's not any other games on the Switch that I want to play that I haven't, right? I know you guys sometimes get into these backlog phases, man, I really want to play this game. I don't have time to play it. I honestly don't have that. There is 0 games that I really want to play on the Switch that I have not played. I'm in the point where I'm playing games, like I said, just because I feel like I need a game to play. And I'm diving deep into Hogwarts. I might try it, but I'm not really obsessed with it. I like Harry Potter, but I'm not in love with Harry Potter. So I don't know.
That's a Hermione guy. I know.
Yeah.
Luna Lovegood.
Nobody likes Luna. Let's be honest.
Oh God,
nobody likes Luna.
She's the adorkable queen.
I mean, how do you feel about this? I mean, you play a lot of games too, so.
I just feel completely let down by Switch lately. I do things naturally. I don't have a vendetta. We do a Nintendo Switch show. I have a gazillion freaking amiibo on my walls. I got a gazillion games behind me. I love the Switch, but I just haven't had a passion to play anything. When I played Prince of Persia on the Switch, which was the only real game that I've played this year, I could have played that on a PlayStation. I just decided to get it on the Switch. I have 2 games on my backlog right now. Besides the fact that I'm just trying to finish the rest of this case in Great Ace Attorney. I have Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed. That's the DLC. I mean, I'm not like super hyped, but it's like, oh, that's something I haven't played. I should play.
Mm-hmm.
And I have Mario versus Donkey Kong. And that's it. I can name 5 games that I'm looking forward to this year. None of them are big releases. Mina the Hollower, Earthblade, Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Pepper Grinder, and Rift of the Necrodancer. Those are the 5 games now. I gave a list of like 10 games I was hyped for in 2024. Super Princess Peach really isn't on that list anymore.
No.
I mean, like,
Don't we have a Professor Layton game coming out?
Yeah, but I'm not.
I'm not. Amy likes those games.
Yeah, they're always fun. But I'm not like super hyped for it or anything like that.
No, agreed.
Plus, it always makes me feel like I missed that one or I should replay that one. And really, I don't know. I have a bunch of those on my 3DS wall over here. Yeah, I just, it's like, Tim, there's just nothing I naturally want to play. The games I've been playing have been on PlayStation, and they're games that aren't even ported to Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what sucks is like you're saying there hasn't been anything on Nintendo Switch this year, right? Prince of Persia was like the one exception. A lot of people like that game. I was okay with that game. I gave it a solid 7 or 8 or whatever I give it. But we've been swimming in games like on other consoles, right? With the Like a Dragon series, and we got Final Fantasy coming up and Helldivers. There has been a ton of games. Those games don't even have a prayer of being ported onto the Switch. And that's just what's disappointing. And then on the Switch, we're like waiting for like this Mario versus Donkey Kong remake and Princess Peach.
It's sad.
It is. It's like there's just nothing really there. You're playing Golfinite.
And these games have and then they have no longevity. I just told you I beat the game in almost 2 days.
Yeah.
I didn't even start it until Saturday afternoon, I don't think.
You're going to be like level 1,000 by the end of the week.
Oh, I'm talking about Mario Donkey Kong.
Yeah. You're not at the end of the game, probably. You probably have a little ways to go, but it's not a long game. It's not a super long game.
No.
I still can't wait to play that one. I am excited to play it, but
it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Right. Sorry, Tim. Tim, of the 10,000 games on Switch, probably has played
more than
20 minutes of 90% of those games.
Agreed.
Tim bought Helldivers 2, and I have yet to play with him. I think he's already done with it. I think he did the tutorial and he's done.
Hey, he's still going through Baldur's Gate. I'm proud of him.
I know, man. That's just
good for him. That sounds like a fun time that he's playing with his buddies. And
should be wrapping up pretty soon.
He's got to be close.
All right. Top Ranma. In the 90s, every movie franchise wanted a tie-in video game. Now that era seems to be over. There are games like Jedi Fallen Order and Marvel's Avengers, but not a game based directly on a movie. What movies made in the past few years, more movies coming out soon, do you think should get a video game tie-in?
I'm going to go out and say not necessarily a movie. TV shows are the big new movies, right? TV shows are where it's at.
Ooh.
Stranger Things. The only Stranger Things video game ever made was Stranger Things 3, like pixelated type.
Right.
Which, don't be wrong, it was actually a fun game. I played it. But it's not like, you could almost make it a narrative game that you type things, or some type of stealth game or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised they haven't made one yet, to be honest. Even if it sucked, I'm just surprised they haven't made one.
Yeah. I mean, probably that is a good one. You can make like a platformer. I don't know. I mean, like they did make the one, but it was a specific kind of thing. I was just thinking about the fact that like one day we'll probably have AI games. I mean, not all games will be AI games. Like, they'll still be scripted games, but like, how like TV has reality shows, there'll be AI games where you can just do anything and the game will react to you. So you can just like have sex with other characters in Stranger Things and have like crazy relationships and then see what happens with the other characters. That'd be kind of wild. They basically make your own TV show. That'd be pretty neat. Anyway, I was thinking about that. They should make a game for the Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad came out like a couple weeks ago. It hasn't done well. Some people like it. Some people don't. It's hard to tell who's disingenuous. But I love the Suicide movie. I love both Suicide Squad movies, honestly. The last one was really good. The one before it was, I liked it.
I think I only saw the first one.
Yeah, the second movie is better.
Really? I liked the first one, I think. Is the
Yeah,
first one over there in that building and then the building trying to collapse or something?
I think that's the second one.
Oh, maybe that's the one I saw.
That's the second one. The first one got like critically panned. You know, I don't know how great a movie it is, but I just thought it was fun. Harley Quinn is awesome to see and all that.
Have you ever heard of the graphic novel called The Electric State?
Not at all, no.
Well, let me tell you, buckle in for this because it's a movie coming to Netflix. Can't talk about it, but I'm in a special club and I've seen the movie already.
Does this violate your NDA?
It does, but it's under Amy's name, not mine. I'm not going to talk too much about it. It has a lot of big actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It's the Russo brothers. Is that their names? The ones that did Stranger Things?
Yeah.
Not the Russo brothers. It's the what's their name? You know who I'm talking about.
It's not the Russo brothers? Duffer brothers.
Yes. They did it. It's excellent. And I feel like this should be a good video game. That's the reason I'm bringing it up. But keep an eye out for this movie. This is going to be like a big, big movie. It says right here, if you Google it, it says, perfect for fans, ready for this? Of Ready Player One and Black Mirror. And it's right. Nice. It has that feel for both of those. It's essentially about robots. It's in the future, and it's like one of those retro futures. And
you're
robots
gonna get swatted. I think I see police sirens at your door.
This is part of a graphic novel. I read the book. That's all I'm saying. Okay. It's a story of like the robots kind of take over, so then they get like banned and they go into this like essentially this hold-in area, concentration camp, and they can't get out. And it's about this girl who's what's Millie Brown? What's her name?
Millie Bobby Brown.
She's in the movie. Not that I've seen it. Is who she plays. She plays the girl in it, and I'm not selling it great, but just keep an eye out on it. The Electric State.
Man, I hope we don't have anybody from Netflix listening. A couple movies I thought of. I love the Ms. Marvel show. It's one of my favorite pieces of Marvel content, and the way it's produced is so cool. Just the graphics, the color constantly exploding on the screen. It's so fantastic. And the Ms. Marvel character is great. It's why I love the Marvels. It's so good. I'd love to see a Ms. Marvel. In fact, they did. Marvel's Avengers had a campaign with Ms. Marvel. That was the main campaign, and that's how I fell in love with Ms. Marvel. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see just another game with Ms. Marvel. And isn't Marvel Ultimate Alliance on the Switch has Ms. Marvel? Maybe I'll go back and play that one.
Oh God.
Here's a crazy one. I want a narrative game with the guys from Please Don't Destroy. You've seen those SNL sketches?
Yeah.
I love those three guys. They're so good. They did their own like sketch comedy on YouTube before they got brought onto SNL. I want a narrative game where I make decisions. Did you see their movie by chance?
What's it called?
Foggy Mountain. It's like something Foggy Mountain.
Amy loves that type of shit. She probably saw it. She's huge into
Destroy
SNL.
The Treasure of Foggy Mountain. It's on Peacock. You can watch it on Peacock. It's like by any measure, it's a dumb movie. But if you love Please Don't Destroy, it's a great movie. It's just the way it works.
Please Don't Destroy.
All right. Next question from Beer Cerveza. I just feel like Drew's about to go into a 30-second Google right now. I'm sure it will be discussed during the show, but just in case, rumor has it, the Switch 2 will release next year instead of this year. Do you think there's any weight to this? Why or why not? So we kind of went over this one, obviously. I will say, I don't know if there's any weight to this rumor. I just don't care about the rumors anymore. I know that they need to release the Switch this year. It needs to be announced very, very soon, and it needs to come out like by October, by fall. It just needs to come out. Absolutely. I did want to share one post. This is on Reddit right now, and this is an example. I can't authenticate this or anything, but this is exactly the problem. Here's a post. It's on the PS5 subreddit. Finally pulled the trigger on a PS5 after years of just the Switch. What are some games that really show off the graphics? I've been chilling with the Switch for years and loved it, but after I heard they're bringing back NCAA football, I had to bite the PS5 bullet. I have a big library already on Switch, so I really want PS5 games that are really worth it. And this person's asking, like, what games are worth it? Now, this person's not specifically saying, wow, there's nothing to play on Switch or whatever. In fact, I don't know, NCAA, they're excited about it. But this is the kind of thing now, this person is going to start experiencing PlayStation games because an NCAA game can't be ported to the Switch because of the hardware being so old.
Mm-hmm.
And they might fall in love. They're looking at Final Fantasy VII Remake and Resident Evil 2 Remake. And they might fall in love with the PlayStation and they might not be back for the Switch 2. This is the kind of thing you want to avoid.
I agree.
All right, Beer Beer has another question. Now, this is our last question. What is your go-to meal when you need to feed the family, but neither you or your wife want to cook?
Is that like you're gonna buy something, or I mean, are you still gonna make something but make it quick?
Yeah, like I mean, like there are some things you can do. I've always like said we should do a cereal bar where you just like have a bunch of cereals and grab the milk and everyone just makes cereal. But Michelle's never been into that for dinner.
I always try to keep like a frozen pizza in the freezer.
Yes,
like it's like an emergency. I don't want to cook it. We don't really have time. Let's just throw it in the oven, and then I can still do stuff while it's cooking.
Frozen, we do that. Frozen baked ziti's, frozen lasagnas.
I never went down that road.
The frozen baked ziti's are better. The lasagnas never cook all that well. But yeah, like always have some kind of frozen meal in place. We've actually eaten a lot more frozen foods lately. We both have like bunches of TV dinners and stuff like that. It's probably bad, but sometimes if I want to cook something that's easy, I'll just grab grilled cheese. Like I'll just grab a bunch of cheese slices and a bunch of slices of bread and just make grilled cheeses.
That even takes time because you got to focus. The pizza or something frozen is nice. So you literally just put it in something and walk away until the timer goes off.
Oh, totally.
Grilled cheeses take a little bit of time because you have to stay there and you don't want to burn them.
Do you ever have is it? I think it's from Whole Foods. The you know how like the Whole Foods has pizzas that are made. And they're not frozen, but they're just made and wrapped up. Yeah, they're really good.
I haven't had those, but I had some like similar like that. I can't remember what store it was.
Papa Murphy's used to do that too.
But they're never frozen.
Yeah, the Whole Foods ones are really good. We cook them. And I'm like, this is actually really
I've gotten them. I mean, I hate to admit it. Walmart actually has them, and they're super cheap, like $5 or $6 for a large size pizza. And they're fine. Like I said, they're fine. But again, it's just an easy thing to do.
Yeah. We also have a lot of leftover nights, but I mean, I don't think that really.
Yeah, like I made quesadillas today for lunch, and I made like 4 full-size ones, so we had a lot of leftovers.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like non-foldable ones. I kind of just make them like the big pita breads, like a pizza.
Last night I took a big pan. You ever do this? And you have to have the same cooking temperatures, but we had this big pan. I had a bag of Nathan's French fries.
Yeah.
And I put that on half the pan, and then we had some like dino nuggies.
Oh yeah.
And then we had some like chicken fingers, and like luckily they all cook at around the same temperature. Yeah. And I put the fries in for 10 minutes, and then I added the nuggies on there, and it was like
just a fried food night. I do that. Some mozzarella sticks on there sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. We do that.
Do you guys fry like an oil?
No, we have like a big air fryer that almost looks like an oven.
Okay.
It's on our countertop.
Okay. And you air fry.
We air fry all that stuff.
My oven has an air fry mode, and I never use it.
Yeah. Essentially that's what we have, but it's like it's a separate one from our main oven stove.
Okay. I just got to try it sometime.
It's good.
All right. I think that's everything. That's all the questions. Thanks, everybody. Oh, no, we got one more. Sorry. One more.
Okay.
From Skinny Matt. This one is for the retired hockey ref.
Oh, that's me.
Currently retired. Let's not make that permanent.
Okay.
I am currently at my first AHL game. I've been to many ECHL and NHL games. All right, you're boring us with your acronyms.
East Coast Hockey League.
It's been heated between some players, and they ain't letting them fight. Don't think the refs just let them go at it, or should they keep the peace?
Well, Skinny Man, let me tell you this. First of all, touche for the refs, because the referees get paid less to do an AHL hockey game than they do to get like a college hockey game. There's not a lot of money in it. But with that being said, it depends on the game, right? They gotta kind of read the room, so call it, and
read the room.
if they let the game get too out of hand, too out of control, it's really just making their night more complicated as the night goes on. So yes, there's certain times at AHL games where you get the big, Terry O'Reillys and those guys that are meant to just be there to fight, and you can kind of let that go. But if it's more of getting like a chippiness and more of like a fight like that, you got to kind of get involved and break it up, because you don't want a bench clearing brawl, and then it turns into a shit show. So I'm not at the game. I can't read the room, so to call it, read the ice. But it really is a game by game decision on how you let people, play the game. Sometimes you play games more strict because you have to, and sometimes you let more shit go. But it sounds like you got into one of those games where maybe there was a little bit more heat going on behind the scenes that we didn't know about, and they had to call a little bit more strict game. Just how it goes.
I got bored. I was looking up the AHL team names. Is the AHL NHL minor leagues?
Yeah, American Hockey League.
Yep. Oh, okay. So here's some of the team names: Abbotsford Canucks, Bakersfield Condors, Belleville Providence Senators, Bruins. Bridgeport Islanders, and they have their NHL affiliation. That's always like, oh yeah. Chicago Wolves, Colorado Eagles. Where are they located?
Monsters. They have something Monsters. They have
I like the Wolfpack, the Hartford Wolfpack.
Hartford Wolfpack. That's right near me. Yep.
Hershey Bears. Oh, that's
Hershey
delicious.
Bears, Pennsylvania.
That's interesting. I always love the nice thing about minor leagues is they're just more connected with the audience. Actually, the phone numbers have been pretty funny to see.
And it's like $20 a ticket, and they have like, you get a free hot dog and a hat. Like it's like it's just a good time to bring kids.
The Ontario Reigns phone number is 941-PUCK. There is 686 shot.
Well, John, you talked about me going down a 30-second rabbit hole. I think you just did.
I love these team names though. The Tucson Roadrunners, the Toronto Marlies. Whoa, the Marlies? What the hell is a Marley?
I don't know. You get into some of these leagues, like even like women's NBA and stuff. Like some of the mascots, it's just out there, and you kind of love it because you think about all like the major sports teams have like the easy ones.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna have to recruit Chris HL94 for this one.
All right, John, tell us what we don't really have coming up the next few weeks, because there is nothing. But what do we have?
Fucking nothing. Well, Quamp 2 comes out February 20th, and Inkulinati comes out February 22nd. I mention those because a certain someone might be doing a first look for them this week. So keep an eye out on the Nintendo Dad's YouTube for Quamp 2.
What the fuck is Quamp 2?
Inkulinati 2. I will say,
kind of reminds me of like Celeste a little bit, but with just a ball and no story.
I am not going to get sued, but both games are good. I'll leave it at that. One is deeper than the other.
That's what she said.
Both games are good, and I don't often enjoy the first look videos I do. These are sometimes very like under the radar games, and you don't know what you're going to get. And I'm a picky gamer, and I don't talk about the bad ones anymore. Both of these were good. So definitely keep a watch for them. You might find something you like. Huh. Splatoon 3 Expansion Pass Wave 2 Side Order comes out February 22nd. That's actually very exciting. There's going to be a new campaign mode, possibly roguelike. We really don't know much about it.
I'll wait and see what everyone says about it.
If only Nintendo would just do a direct and say more about this.
See, that's the type of thing I don't think we need in a direct. That's just put out a freaking video for it.
Oh, yeah, and they've shown us bits and pieces of it for like 2 years. It feels like 2 years. I think the game's 2 years old. I feel like we've seen bits and pieces forever. And then for us PS5 owners, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, the sequel to Remake, comes out February 29th. I'm taking the day off, Drew.
Good for you.
Off day. Gonna have a nice 3-day weekend. I'm sure I'll play Helldivers all day, though. It's probably what's going to happen at this point. That's all we got.
That's it.
That's it. God, we're going to be so bored next week unless we get something to talk about.
School vacation, too. Fuck.
My kids are off tomorrow. They were off Friday and they're off tomorrow.
No, they're off all week.
Really? For what?
School vacation. I don't fucking know. They don't need it. It's just dumb. Just stop doing it. Let them out in the end of May.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Me too.
I'm sorry. You can go try out some couches, maybe.
Probably
Take
will.
Evan with you.
My daughter asked if we could do it every weekend. I said they might start, like, tell us, they might have a sign up. Do not welcome these people.
Wow.
I'll have to go to the different furniture store.
You're going to have to go to different furniture stores. I don't know what that means for her life. Like, she's going to be into this for the rest of her life.
She's going to be bringing, like, a blanket next time. Just like...
My goodness.
Alrighty.
All right, man.
Peace.
Good night, Dads. The Dads After Dark show is part of the Nintendo Dads family of podcasts. You can subscribe to us anywhere podcasts are available. If you're listening through Apple or Spotify, please leave us a 5-star review. It helps us promote our show, and we'd be grateful to hear your feedback. Check us out on Threads and Instagram at NDadsAfterDark. Send us a question to dadsafterdarkshow@gmail.com, and we'll read it on the show. Or if you want to hear yourself on the show, leave us a voicemail. See the episode description for a link to do that. Be sure to join us on Discord and our Dads After Dark channels. That's where we chat. You can participate in our monthly Mayhem contests, plus other activities such as Chubbies and so on. You can get access by joining the Nintendo Dads Patreon or by subscribing to their Twitch channel. A big thank you to Family Jewels for the show's music. Check out their YouTube to hear other awesome Nintendo cover tunes.